Good morning, everyone. I'm back. I'm still back. Big day in OWCS Stage 2. Wonder if Sal has a coffee for breakfast or a cheeky Pepsi? What do you think? Come on. Morning, Lemon. Morning, San. Morning, LeBron. Morning, Plum. Morning, Panda. How, do you notice anything different? Morning, HSQC. Morning, Icekeeper. Thank you, Mansard, as well, for the Prime. Welcome back. Morning, Arnie. Space station sign? I know. Hold on, let me... It's a bit too light at the moment. It'll really come into play tonight when we're late. But this arrived. Where am I going? I'm leaning this way. This arrived today. And it does all different colours. Which is nice. I had it started on the yellow. It has like... It's not how I've gone bold. Was that the wedding gift? No, Etta, sent me a merch order. I've also got on... Oh, wait, let me not snag my cable. New t-shirt. It's got a lot of... Let me show you my back as well. Got a lot on the back. So I'm all kitted up now. Once again, avoiding paying for my own clothes. So what do we have? I don't actually know what... This is for controls. I actually don't know what all the buttons do. One is brightness. that one's abrasive. Yeah, that's too much, I feel like. Strobe warning. It's like a heartbeat pace. You just set it up as a mood ring, so it changes colour to my emotions. Yeah. I know, I kind of actually just prefer it on a static colour. I can turn it up brighter, but the camera kind of hates it, you know? This makes it look molten. What do you think about Team Falcons losing to Crazy Raccoon yesterday? I mean, I missed all of the seeding games, but I think it's... I don't know if anyone's actually surprised by it, really. What is this music in the background? Oh, it's my alarm! It's time to wake up! I was so confused what that noise was. It's time to wake up! Hope everyone's awake. How do I get it just to... I don't have the instructions anymore. I want one where it's kind of like a slow fade between colours, but I don't know how to get that. You dreamed about the stream last night? Was it a normal stream or like a 18+ stream? Normal, but I've fallen on hard times. Morning, Dark. Hello, YouTube chat. And the early YouTubers. Oh, wait, is this it? I think I've done it. There we go. All right. Full disclosure, I don't know exactly what combination of buttons I pressed to make that happen, so this is gonna be the start of the stream every day, where I just try and figure out which buttons actually do the thing that I want it to do. Maybe one day we'll learn. Morning, no idea. Thank you, RK. Welcome back, mate. Appreciate the tier 1. You had hair, but just, like, not good. The camera was flipped, all the stuff was gone from the background, the paint was peeling off. Oh. And yes, Young Busy, both semi-finals today. Did not come with instructions. Well, it has, like, a chain and some screws to, like, hang it onto the wall. But also, we had this old, like, calendar stand that actually fitted it perfectly, so I think it looks a little bit better there and saves me drilling and marking the wall, because I don't know if do you guys ever see this? Has anyone ever seen the painting above that set of shelves? Or is it always just off camera? Because there's a nice painting above it. That is maybe never on camera. Let me... Can you see it? This was a... Was it a birthday present or an anniversary present? It was a present from my wife, one way or another. And it's a painting she had commissioned. And it's actually... It's Reinhardt and Mercy, if you can see. And it is on Ilios. Which, I mean, everything sort of comes together. Because I got this gift probably... I think it was when I was on British Hurricane, maybe? So this was long before we were playing Ryan on Ilios. So in many ways, this painting was a bit of a prophecy of things to come. So it's actually, either Reinhardt and my wife, the Mercy. My wife or my wife for Mercy. No. She doesn't really play games. She plays, like, or not like these type of games, like shooter games. She's played, like, the game she's probably played the most is, does anyone play Pokemon Unite? The, like, Pokemon MOBA? She's played that on a Switch. I got her a Switch one Christmas. So she plays a few games on that, but she's not like... not a hardcore, into your day away playing 800 games of ranked gamer like most of us. And my honeymoon was on Ilios. It is, yeah, it was actually a very... Am I going that way? I think that's good. I've fucked up my camera now. Okay. Is that good? Pokemon Unite is pretty hardcore. Yeah, I mean, she gets, like, really into it. Really into it. Alright, so we've actually got quite a bit of time. The plan for today, let me bring up the matches. There we go. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh. I've said it out loud, so now it's not gonna happen. No, it's gone. Okay. I successfully defeated it with the power of my mind. So the plan for today is, obviously we're going to watch Korea this morning, and we're in for a treat. Both best of sevens, and we got T1 versus Zeta Division, and AG versus Crazy Raccoon. I didn't see it, but you guys would have seen it last week. Both of these teams played each other. Obviously, we saw AG smash Crazy Raccoon, so I don't know what that was all about. And T1 also beat Zeta Division. Where are they? Yeah. What felt like, I mean, you guys will know better than me, but it's felt like a pretty comfortable series for T1. No flying gorillas or hamsters in mechs. No, didn't see any of that in Greece. Hey, Musket. Ban evasion. Ban evasion on YouTube. Can I ban you on YouTube? Put this user in timeout. Yeah. Yeah, nice try, Musket, but I found a new button. Good morning, though. Rules are rules, Musket. For those unaware, Musket lost for coin flip yesterday for VIP. He lost for coin flip for VIP, so he is currently about a day into a 1 week timeout. So he's trying to evade it on YouTube, but nothing gets past me. Have you seen a cool cyborg ninja? No. Thank you, no idea. Yeah, so the plan for today is we'll do Korea in the morning. we've got actually a decent bit of time now. We got about like 53 minutes. So I'll watch some of the games I missed last week while I was away. Obviously we'll do all of Korea. We'll do a little bit. Then I'm probably going to go get lunch. I'll leave the stream running. We'll maybe rerun whichever of the semi-finals is the best. And then I'll come back. We'll do a little bit more catch-up because obviously NA and EMEA kick off today as well. So I'm a bit out of the loop on those games as well. And then we'll obviously jump into the actual opening matches of playoffs as well, which is going to be Alcad versus TU, TM versus VP. Obviously both upper bracket games, right? So both teams have a second life. And then obviously we'll go through for NA. But then in between the regions, we'll do a bit of catch up for EMEA in North America. And then also we will do... I'll maybe do like a bit of a longer recap. We talked a bit about the wedding and the honeymoon yesterday, but I'll maybe give you guys a bigger recap of everything that happened in between stages where we got some downtime. Morning, CX. C-Hex? Checks? Thank you, Andra. Hopping on a 10-hour flight and missing some bangers? Fuck. I was going to say get the onboard Wi-Fi, but I feel like most of the time it's a scam and you don't actually get that much to actually watch it. Oh, have I broken it? Riddle me that. Have I broken it already? There we go. Oh, not a 10-hour flight, a flight at 10? Oh, okay. That's not as bad then. Do you think we're going to win or what? Of course, Peace, mate. Of course. On the up, aren't you? Yeah, I don't know, like, we'll talk about it more nearer the time, but, like, quick predictions. Let me open up the other one again. I think... I'm on the wrong one. Another one? Another one. EMEA, Alcad are going to win. Probably pretty comfortably. I think TM beat VP. And then, I think... Whoa! Thank you, Karku! Welcome, everyone. Hope you had a good stream, Karku. Appreciate it a lot. Welcome, everyone. We're about 50 minutes out from the start of Korea. Two big semi-finals today. Where have I gone? T1 versus Zeta and AG versus Crazy Raccoon. Not gonna lie, I think can make it all the way. Yeah, well, it's free go through for the Esports World Cup for EMEA in North America, so I think your chances are really on. But yeah, hope you had a good stream, Karku. I think we were probably on Toronto at the same time, right? Maybe last year? Maybe we were both Toronto guys at the same time? But yeah, in terms of predictions... Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to be rooting. I'm going to be rooting for SSG. But I think it's really hard to beat GK right now. So, I think GK will win. Nightmare versus Liquid. I really don't know about this one, honestly. Just because I missed some of these games, right? We'll maybe watch some of them in the break. But where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Why can't I see it? Like, I don't know. Some of these Nightmare games have been so close, right? That one. Even the... I don't know what happened to the Extinction one. But I don't know. I know it was like a 3-0 last time, but it's... I feel like... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't know. I feel like it's going to be like 5-mapper. EU winners today go to Esports World Cup. Yes. For the... What do you call it? So because top 3 automatically qualify. So if you get to this stage, obviously the worst you can do is lower bracket. And obviously there's going to be one team automatically here. So if you win today, you go to the Esports World Cup. Essentially, in both EMEA and North America. And I think the same is true in Korea as well, right? I mean, obviously Crazy Raccoon have already qualified. But if you win today, you guarantee yourself, because it's only 2 in Korea. 2 in Korea plus Crazy Raccoon who have automatically qualified from their Stage 1 major victory. So if you win today, basically, all the games today, you win, you go to the Esports World Cup. Simple enough for that, you know? Obviously, if Crazy Raccoon win today, it means the winner of this top semi-final will go through. Obviously, Crazy Raccoon are still through. And then this third place match becomes basically a direct playoff for who gets the final Esports World Cup spot. Obviously, there's still last chance qualifier and everything like that, you know? So there's still multiple chances, but I think the last chance qualifier is going to look particularly difficult, right? Because we're already going to have Falcons in the last chance qualifier, and then if Crazy Raccoon, and then one of these teams is going to miss out. So it's going to be Crazy Raccoon, last chance qualifier, sorry, it's going to be Falcons. I think, how many Korean teams go to LCQ? Is it 3? To Onside get to go as well? But it'll be definitely Falcons, and presumably definitely Onside as well. And then one of these, well, excluding Crazy Raccoon, one of these 3 teams as well. They won't, does that, as in, like, they won't go, Toby, or they're not invited? As in, like, my presumption would be they're invited, but they probably won't attend. Hey, Maldo. 2 matches for every region today. Yeah, that's correct, Ark. Invited means nothing, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance an org can swoop in, but I feel like the value swooping in for a last chance qualifier team is really low. So I'd be really surprised if we see many orgs signing teams for the last chance qualifier. What if Crazy Raccoon throw the playoffs so they can beat... Oh, no, they're already in. Because they won the major in Stage 1, Crazy Raccoon have literally already qualified. So nothing can go wrong for Crazy Raccoons. Obviously, it doesn't mean they're not going to try and win, etc. But in terms of qualification for the Esports World Cup, they are already done and dusted. Korea Preds? I mean, I've got to go with T1. I've not seen the games. Maybe I'll put some of it on in the background, actually. We can sort of casually watch it as we go. But I think T1 will win, and I think AG will win. I don't know. Crazy Raccoon looked the better team yesterday, but it was far from the most convincing Crazy Raccoon performance I've seen. What's the most... Should I watch T1 versus AG? Where was it? T1 versus AG, because I saw Zeta Division and Crazy Raccoon both play yesterday, so maybe T1 versus AG... Where are we? Here.
Thank you very much, Panda. I don't have Diet Cokes, Hattie. I have an Iron Brew Extra Nessie Nectar.
Why doesn't he have any Diet Coke?
I'll get some. Well, yeah, one right now. They're actually pretty good, no?
All right, let me just mute this in the background so we don't have 2 audios going through.
So even with Tread in chat, I might have to go for 1 dip. But I actually like don't take my word for anything.
All right.
Korea. Seed 2, Seed 3. 3 is better than 1, and 4 was better than... Oh, sorry. 3 is better than 2, 4 is better than 1. Have I got Max back yet?
Yes, but you are finishing the first couple of fights because I need to finish my game with Match Masters.
Okay, you do that. Alright, it's actually a monkey versus bull situation here. No Orisa to be seen, not even banned. Sunjun's just gonna find Zest. I'm lagging like crazy.
Carry on.
Power, sorry, I got a sub. I was letting the sub speak. That's more important. Power Preca, thank you for the sub.
CommanderX, watching Commander Y.
Ilios Ruins, you know, Ilios has to be a dive map. Stream is very laggy for some reason. It's Sombra versus Cass and...
Come on, Jamie, pull your finger out.
Like, a lot of difference in the dive here. Oh my god, a 1 clip from Sunjun onto Proud, actually. How
Was Sunjun going off again?
2025. Somehow he's done it. And that's going to be first clip over to all...
It's a bit laggy, isn't it?
Dip out of there, jump all the way back. Good slam onto Vigi on the way out there as well. It's just stagger on stagger. What a T1 doing. Tongahak's going to die too. And yeah, I mean, Tracer above, good.
I'm going to kind of skip through this because we've got like 45 minutes, but I want to see, like, I'm looking for breadth rather than depth here.
Good luck with that. Sleep for Vigilante.
Oh my god, Sunjun's going off.
Gets stuck by Sunjun instead. It's been all Sunjun so far that I'm sure everyone can tell because no one's watching Max's stream at all. Dongahak's just going to die. Give it a sec.
52, 53. Do you want me to rewind?
Okay, no, we're good. We're good, I think. As long as I don't lag
50,
anymore.
okay.
56,
55, 56,
57.
57. Yeah, we're
58,
so
yeah,
in sync. We're so in sync. Retake is on
Literally a boy
right
band.
now. Yeah, we are a boy band. We are like, you know, I've got the spaghetti hair that Justin Timberlake had. We're just good for it.
Yeah,
They're
we kiss in
proud
private as
on the
well.
run right now. Incredibly low. Both support ultimates available for T1. The retake is on. Milgaru pops the minefield, but Sonjin pre-fighter before.
Backbone was good. Yeah, I've heard lots of good things about Backbone.
To Lee Su Min of all
Ha!
Zest manages to land. Catch a virus on the chin, but still no kills converted for AG. Milgaru is taking a beating on the point, and T1, they've won this massive scrap without using any ultimates. That was minefield add nano boost for 0, and T1 secure the retake.
Pickle dies again one more time at the end just to really rub salt.
EMP now.
Proud though, slow.
In 2 and have loads of ults.
Slow cooking this EMP, but he was on cast to be fair to him. Aid is the one slow cooking the EMP, 100% in the round, only just getting it online now. Vigi though, as you said, T1 didn't.
Dude fooled me for the first half of a green screen, not gonna lie. I mean, like, hold on, you can't see it because it's behind my camera now. But if I show you like this image, it's actually really hard to tell, you know? It's really hard to tell he's not in my room. He's actually done really well with this green screen. Thought he was house sitting at first. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because we talked on Thursday before the stream, and he showed me like a preview, and they hadn't like ironed the green screen yet, and I was like, you could tell very obviously it was a green screen, but after he ironed it and he did the initial reveal, it's actually just perfect.
Good luck with that.
Why am I in Backbone's house? My house.
The primal chase on a bull. Controversial take, but this is
What's Donghack doing?
Has to be correct. I'm actually not. Somehow he found Sunjun. Sunjun's just dead.
How's he killed Sunjun?
To try and trade back onto Donghack. We're gonna get it.
It's all the worst trade.
We're happy with that trade in the end. Still, a lot of ults up for T1.
Leaves him in knees to get this beat off.
Setting up for the backline now are all gamers global. Looks like not really gonna be able to get anything with it though. Point flip still in favor of T1.
Oh, Lee Min. The green screen gets worse through the weekend. If he'd actually shaved and moved in, that would have been, yeah. That's a lot to ask though for a weekend.
Rally from Skewed now to survive in the corner. The backline is kited masterfully indoors. Pulse Bomb comes out onto Milgaru. He immediately slurps up a mega health pack. That Pulse Bomb has been deleted, but Dark catches Lee Su.
Would have to give him a shout out at that point.
First nano boost available. Dark slipped up in the enemy team spawn. You can see they're crashing out all around him.
Oh, is Donghack gonna die again? He gets out.
He will be fine. Sombra TP's up on him on the
EMP now for Proud.
Right, Vigi just good for it. Milgaru swinging in now, rolling in. Manual hacked. This could be big. EMP's available.
Is he gonna EMP it as well? Oh, they're not gonna get this kill. What's Proud doing?
The only person to die is the Sombra himself. Vigi trades Lee Su-min though. Big cleave from Dark, but he's on the run again.
No way he gets out on 22 HP. Alright, they got him. Not over yet. Just T1 DPS.
You can't stop yourself from having a hit scan on Sombra. You can't stop the anti-clutch with the EMP.
Yeah, should be a touch here though for T1. Excuse me, so over to Lucio. I assume that one of the DPS for T1 have got this. If not, Donghack will.
You were at work watching and didn't realise it wasn't you until midway through the second game.
T1's got the first ults coming up this fight really. Aid with his EMP is maybe your biggest out for all gamers global here. Proud on the side. I think the pack control is in T1's favour too, which is actually quite big in a mirror like this. Sunjun's got in onto Vigi. The slam the net doesn't even hit himself, I think. Skewed is just there to spectate.
Did hit himself, but it doesn't matter. Trade's okay though. Desperate for this EMP. Desperate for it. They can give a flip. Don't need to force it just yet.
Yeah.
Oh wait, good hack. Misses the virus. Donghack's about a primal. Yeah, it's over. Thanks, Frank.
It's over. It's looking like there's no chance.
Any more touch? Vigi back with the final blow.
Game is done. Game is done.
Yeah, maybe San. I mean, it must have been like new followers and stuff, right? So I imagine there's a few people who have been very much bamboozled.
You know, going to be the Sombra again from All Games Global. So more of a mirror. this time
It is BS Lights. It arrived in the post while I was away. Wait, can I? So, I ordered it from SSG a while ago. And obviously it comes from America, so it's like quite a long lead time. And it just happened to arrive while I was away on honeymoon, right? So I get an email from the delivery company, saying, "Oh, don't worry, we delivered your parcel." And I was like, who you delivered it to? No one's at home. So I was like, must have delivered it with a neighbour. I check for thing, and they don't say, because I presume they just leave it with a neighbour, and that's fine, I can pick it up when I'm back. But then they say, no, we delivered it to the property. And I was like, how have you delivered it to the property? Because, what, have you posted it through the letterbox? But how have you posted it through the letterbox? Because it was like a big box, you know, because there was all the clothes and stuff in it as well. So then we come back, I think it was either 2 or 3 days after your delivery's been successful. And if this is the front of my house, wait, that's a terrible drawing, hold on. So that's my door, wall, window here, you know? And then what they had done is they had propped the parcel here up against the wall. And then they had moved a wheelie bin that someone hadn't put away. And they had just taken the wheelie bin and put it in front of the parcel. Masters of disguise! No one will ever see a parcel here. So, I mean, this is less credit to Every and more credit to the area in which I live, to the good people of Nottingham. But the parcel was still there. No one took it. It was there for like 2 or 3 days. No one took it. So actually, fair play to everyone. What accent do I have? I don't think it's probably a Kentish accent more than anything, but I think the Kent accent is a little bit, I wouldn't even call it plain, I'd say. I don't think I have that strong an accent. Didn't rain even. No, it was actually a heat wave in the UK as well, so. So it was actually, honestly, it all just worked out for that Every driver and his hot take hiding place. Don't screenshot it. You don't know what the house looks like. It just works. I guess it just works.
And swap to a hero that he can actually play, because the Sombra Tracer is not going to get them over the line on a map like this. It's too difficult to set up on the Sombra. Nade splash on the high ground onto Proud.
It's been raining at night still. I mean, maybe it was just fine then. Like, it was pretty well, what do we call it, like, sellotaped. I don't know if, like, I mean, if the parcel wasn't wet when we got it, at least, and everything inside was fine.
Coming through for the side of AG, but Dark jumps in, the Sentinel throws down the bubble, and Aid as a hit.
Gonna be hot today? Yeah, it's gonna be a warm one today. It were meant to be thunderstorms, and obviously, from my limited understanding of weather, when it's hot and it's humid, thunderstorms help clear the humidity. So I feel like when it's hot, you want the thunderstorms. But the thunderstorms didn't happen last night, so I'm hoping we get some thunder today.
It took it long enough.
We might be back.
Yeah, look.
Nano for Vigi. I mean, T1 just have slight advantage on like every ult, which is going to make this fight really, really hard. Maybe a pulse from...
What are the games today? So we got T1 versus Zeta first, and then we got AG versus Crazy Raccoon. Oh my god, he dodges the nade. He's so good.
Has the primal to keep going with. Zest actually does get the pulse onto Milgaru. Donghack onto the backline now. Just poor Maka, bro. What can he do?
It's all packed up now for the side of AG. The nano boost is good for T1. Zest finds the pulse bomb connection as well. And honestly, AG, they're already 63% down. They're bleeding out slowly, being pushed all the way to spawn now as T1. They hold strong positions up on the high ground. They keep nading backline. They keep taking these turns. Why did AG ban Freya when they have Aid? That is an excellent question. Like, genuinely, why the fuck did they do that? That is
yeah, why did they ban Freya?
Like, yeah. Especially when they're most proud. Somebody that is not that good at it. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyhow, nano boost available from Maka, but he's being dived in the back. He's got the self nano perk, but who's
110 heat index here in Fahrenheit, 103 here without index. No rain until next weekend. What's the with and without index? Is that like adjusted for humidity type thing?
Wait, excuse?
I'd refuse to play Freya the whole week. Okay.
Maka, gotta try and survive this primal coming from Donghak. The Bob on point's gonna get rid of any hope of keeping point here, I think. Milgaru actually manages to find Proud in the back. What am I saying? I'm a fraud. Somehow the backline for all gamers have rotated into Skewed and found him as well. I mean, it's an expensive fight for all gamers, but it wasn't exactly cheap for T1 either.
It's just not all hope that we were thinking, because it was T1 to the scoreboard. You see 8 on the Sombra, you realise T1 are set, an absolute shoe-in for this retake. Because
Thank you, Yoshim. Missed you too.
Missed you so fucking much.
Oh, Milgaru's in trouble. Nano advantage for Vigi. Just give it to Dong, make it happen again.
If they jump deep, Nano will come out. Nano lands onto Donghak. He's actually sleeping on the job right now. This is a bad situation for T1 all of a sudden. Time is whittling down, and this aggressive turn has netted them nothing. Deep jump up onto the high ground for Milgaru.
Misses the sleep.
Vigi has dropped the spaghetti, and T1 suddenly in a last fight situation.
EMP, Maka has Nano, Lee Sumin has Rally. It's the self-Nano. Yeah, they got a primal.
Should be AGs to win.
I mean, you'd like to think.
Yeah, indexes for combination of humidity. Oh, okay, yeah. On a lot of the weather apps in the UK, it has like the temperature, and then it calls it like real feel, or like the real feel temperature, what it actually feels like. It's the humidity that'll kill you, though. That's what they always say.
But given what we've seen so far, maybe not. Looks like backline for all game is just going to be.
Wait until you see Jasmine on Orisa.
Onto Milgaru, onto the backline. Not an EP, just a manual hack onto Proud. Zest and Donghak presumably going to be forced to touch point. Donghak's just dead before.
Primal out.
EMP onto him, kills him. Exactly what we needed. Aid, best Sombra on the planet. Knew what needed to get done to get across the line.
But it's control. They had the ults. They let it slip. They had the ult. Instead, they nano Donghak and he gets slept up. They put all of.
You're in Cali, so it's just dry heat. Yeah, it's the same in a lot of like the UK always has high humidity, whereas a lot of the times like Spain, even in Greece, it was really just dry. So it's like a lot easier. I think what you find when it's dry is if you're in shade or if there's a bit of a breeze or something, suddenly the temperature just feels really fine. But with the humidity, you just can't escape it. You update the fantasy OWCS score calculator site so everyone can view the game week leaderboards and player transfers. Oh, that's good. That's a good addition. Yeah. We're getting to, I need to do my fantasy transfers as well later. We're getting to crunch time, but that's a good update. I like that a lot.
So it's an even situation, and Donghak way lower on HP, so Milgaru's going to jump back into the mix, and Donghak just has to run away from the fight.
Yeah, 25 in the UK feels worse. Yeah, I mean, one thing that's true, it was true in Greece, it was certainly true in Riyadh when I went, it was true in LA when I lived there. If you live in a country that is used to being hot, everywhere has air conditioning, so you always get to go inside at a certain point and you get full relief of the heat. In the UK, we don't really have aircon by default. Not even close. So you can't escape it. We've got a portable air conditioner for our bedroom, which is like our saving grace. But before we had that, it was just killer. Ooh. When's the game starting? We're about half hour out from the first one. Yes, Fantasy does continue during playoffs. You got an extra transfer. So deadline for that will be the first EMEA game tonight, which I believe is 6 BST.
Manual hack coming out from the hit scan onto the monkey will be bubbled off, cancelled out. Vigi manual hacked in the back, but Aid also.
Does UK have for cardboard walls like NA does? No, a lot of the UK, all the houses are built to preserve heat, which is really bad in the summer. Hello, Commander. Can you make a prediction for the Esports World Cup matches last year? What do you mean, like a power rankings when the tournament's available, or when the tournament's like all the teams are confirmed? I think I'll do a prediction thing for it, like a power ranking of the teams that actually make it. Thank you, sexy vanilla freshness. Yeah, you can even filter the leaderboards by specific. Oh, chat's moving too fast, or I'm too slow. Specific combination of players, so you can see the team who. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so you can see what like the key or the most successful combos are. When's uncoachable? Fuck. Fuck. Soon, hopefully. We'll try and do one. We'll try and do one this week, but I don't know how. I know Max was like not keen for it, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll try and get one this week. When are playoffs for your time? So yeah, half an hour. So it's 8:30 a.m. for me now. So 9 a.m. kickoff for Korea. Am I going to Riyadh this year? No idea. If I'm invited, like honestly, my ideal would be they invite me to cast or something, or even if it's just like for B stream again, that would be my ideal. But you know, the tough gig to get.
Proud though is a lot further ahead on this EMP, and that's probably going to be the biggest turning point if we get to another ult fight. But Milgar might just get picked pre-fight. Never mind, just about gets out. Skewed kept onto his rally as well, so it's really possible here for T1. They've kept.
Don't tell anyone, but I've been eating with a Landon pick this meta. Yeah, I have not looked at my fantasy since I've been back. So I had Landon. So hopefully Landon's been scoring well. Hopefully my team's just done fine without me. If T1 wins Korea playoffs, is it safe to put them above Crazy Rookie for Esports World Cup power rankings? Yeah, the hard thing with the major power rankings often is because there's such a big gap in terms of the meta. It's really hard to get a read on exactly how it will affect. You know, you have to really theory craft which team benefits the most, you know?
No, okay, that's alright though. Again,
Until podcast at gunbutt point, we could get a gun. Uncoachable Q&A for YouTube. Oh yeah, I stopped doing that really. Maybe I should get back on it. I can get back on it. Were you paid for that? Was this about the Esports World Cup? For the B stream, yeah. For the B stream cast, yeah. For the co-stream I did for SSG there, I wasn't paid, but they covered my travel and expenses.
He's looking for it, honestly. Maka's also looking for it. Can't quite get the nano off on the first jump, but that's fine. Don't need it. Rotate into cage now. Gotta be careful of, like,
You fell down, still somewhere in my top 10. Just need some adjustments today. Okay, yeah, I need to figure out my transfers. We'll do that. We'll do that later before the EMEA stream. Well, I'll do like some of the catch up first, so maybe I can come in informed. You see the Flashpoint reworks? No, they did like a dev stream last night, right? Was there anything that interesting from it? What were the Flashpoint? Did they do a blog post as well or something, or was it just for stream? Alright, so we saw AG win that map, but like Ilios is always a very different one. Overwatch dev blog? This is definitely not the wrong one. Right one. They also showed the new Flashpoint map. So are they just adding a new one, or are they reworking it as well? It's none of these, is it? Both? Oh, okay. What are they? As a blog for it sometime next week. Okay. How long was the stream? What was it? It will just be on the official, like, the Player Overwatch channel, right? Play Overwatch. About an hour. And that's going to be like... Oh yeah, here we go. An hour 40. Some of this will just be like... Yeah. Ooh, chill out, chill out.
Fantastic.
So here's one of the spawn point entrances, and so this area, if you remember, there was like a big old wall right there, and so basically we still needed that line of sight blocker, like kind of just made a stepped wall, and this area right here used to be this big chunky square building that had
planted
like a door
trees.
you entered into, and then there was like you like sneak around it. Really wanted to simplify this in your computer, so through here, this is like from the side bit, but to compensate for it, basically like we added this.
To that. But yeah, this wall getting knocked down just, I mean,
Yeah.
as you said, like now you can see where the entrance to the other point's going to be. It's just a lot easier to. I don't even think people really even know that's an area right now, like on live as much, or they don't utilize as much as we like may want.
Here, this is what we talked about a little bit before with the pavilion. Remove that.
Okay, so this is like a much more open area now.
Brought up the door frame, and then added that glow to it, so it's just like much more like, hey, this is the.
It's always fun when you hear the when you hear the like the map designers and stuff talk about, because there's like so much minutia into like, oh yeah, we changed the lighting here, we moved this wall down.
As well in our playtest and just seeing what players do is that was like a long.
If you look at the
Flanking route.
I'm just gonna sort of skim through this. I kind of just want to see. Oh, this is prettier actually.
It's still a work in progress, but we wanted to just bring a lot more of it.
Have they actually changed it in terms of the like geometry or whatever the word is, topography?
Like there's a really cool like tree kind of growing on the rooftop.
Oh wait, they flooded it.
Coming down.
Yeah.
head.
So but the thing and just kind of give it like a much stronger identity. Like there's a really cool like tree kind of growing on the
It's flooded.
rooftop.
No, yeah, I've been looking at all the roads coming down.
Yeah, and vines in here, and just kind of give it like a much stronger identity.
The hallway is bigger, as in like this bit here. Why is it black? There we go. That's easier to see.
Like there's a really cool like tree kind of growing on the rooftop.
Oh, as in this bit on the inside.
Yeah, it is so cool.
I'm with you.
But the thing like line of sight for players.
And if you kind of get a glimpse of there, if you actually go into the point itself, there's like water here now, so it definitely has that like feeling of this
So
has been
cool.
sort of abandoned in some way or.
It does look nice.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay.
Overgrowth.
Are these doorways you can get to, or are they just like little high? It looks like they're just little high grounds, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Mini high
One
grounds,
thing that
yeah.
I love, basically, we added a platform right there, halfway up the stairs. This stairs was just a huge death trap for people.
Oh, okay, I see. I thought this was like these walls were connected. Oh, okay, actually. This is going to be a really key area to control then. Yeah, okay.
You would just go down it and just get blasted, and so it's just nice to kind of get in there. It plays out pretty nicely.
Love that.
Yeah, this one's played out
Morning,
really well.
homosexual.
I also love what you did.
Wait, homosexual, did I tell you? I saw you in the wild. That's maybe not quite the right turn of phrase, but I was watching I was watching the No Majors Club. That's nice. I was watching the No Majors Club, and then who pops up in chat? Homosexual. I messaged Hunter, I was like, look who I found.
Added a little cave flank point here. So to go between the ruins and the temple point, you had to go back to the central market and then back to the temple. But between the guards, pretty tight, and you have two ledges next to you, so you can kind of get the had to go back to the.
It's like cave entrance.
What?
Yep. Added a little cave flank point here.
This is nice, isn't it, right?
To go between the ruins and the temple point, you had to go back to the central market and then back to the temple. But between the gardens and the palace point, there was a cut through similar to this. So basically wanted to kind of mirror that two organic.
In terms of the trim being brought down, those details.
Yeah, so
Cool.
in addition to level design changes, for our artist basically did a pass on. There's a lot of little details that I'm sure there's a bunch.
I mean, I think we talked about it,
but
I mean, maybe
basically
ages ago now when we
kinda
talked
wanted
about
to
stuff
use
like
a,
Colosseo and
like if you see some of the
Esperanza.
symbols, like
And it was maybe actually when Clash came out, you know, and it said like, or whatever you want to say about Clash as a game mode, etc. I'd be way more up for them investing more time in stuff like this, where they take the existing maps and they just refine them, right? It's been a while, but back when we played TF2, because of the nature of how Valve games normally are, there's a lot more customizability. You can just like download and edit the maps essentially. You've got a much more robust map editor. So all of the maps would just get refined a little bit, you know? And I feel like that's something that never really happens in Overwatch because it's so heavily developer controlled. So I'm really glad to see them doing more of this.
If you put the details down so you can kind of see it a little. In New Junk City as well, where they just like change up the art a little bit.
And what about fighting on this point or some of the routes, you know, or some new flanking routes? What do we have here?
So this point, for the most part, other than you go towards the corner gate and look towards.
Oh, and this is nicer as well.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's a little flanking route.
I mean, low-key, do you know what the solution was on a lot of TF2 maps that felt like pretty choky or hard to push in certain areas? Do you know what 9 times out of 10 the solution was when people would customize these maps and try and make it better? What you do is you get a door and you just get a bigger fucking door. And sometimes you just make it so it's not even a door, it's just an opening and there's no like there's no sort of roof bit, you know, like instead of having this, it would just be straight up. And then all of a sudden, ability to push and walk through just becomes a whole lot easier.
Yeah, it's kind of peeking right there with the lighting, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's a little flank route added there. It's mirrored over by the ruin side as well for people to come in here. And if you...
One thing here, if we just go forward, you used to just, this would be a lot of interference right here. Like people would like kind of hold you. It's kind of hard to get through because
Yeah, this looks really hard to hold from the defender's point of
right,
view now, I
it's
think.
pretty congested.
and then not able to even get on point. We don't really want that to happen, so we basically try to make it a little easier a bit so people can't shoot you from point. And so we had to like pay attention to like that's one of like the
every single game is profiting off a modding and map making scene like Fortnite. Yeah, I mean, so what? People from TF2 might know this, but what TF2 did is Valve obviously have this like, and I think my guess would be CS did it as well, but maybe someone can confirm if that's true or not. But in TF2, what would happen is you could make custom maps, right? And if you made a custom map, every now and again, Valve would look at the custom maps and they'd be like, oh, this map is really good, actually. This map's really good. We're going to put it in the game as an official map. And what we're going to do for the person who made the map developer, who's just some random guy, maybe some random kid who's just got a particular skill at it, will sell stamps. So you could go and buy a Gully Wash stamp, like an in-game microtransaction, and then that stamp money, I don't know what the exact share was, but like a chunk of it goes to the workshopper. And obviously, if you've got a large player base, people love to collect items, they love to collect stamps, right? So, yeah, Gully Wash is the example I'm thinking of, because that was Arnold, who was a former pro player, who made Gully Wash specifically to be like a map for competitive TF2. It was like a 40-60 split or something. Yeah. So it's just a way to... Basically, Valve get free content for their games. Well, not free, but they were able to just... Rather than just paying for it flat out, they can just, like, profit share it, essentially. And then also, what you do when you do something like that is you get... I'll keep playing this in the background. I'll turn it down a bit. But what you get is then... It's not just people like Arnold. He wasn't just the only guy who made a map. Hundreds, thousands maybe, have made maps. So then you get incredible playtest, and whichever maps rise to the top because people enjoy playing them, they're the ones Valve can look at and go like, which ones are worth the best, you know? Took one look at the Hammerhead set. I did the same thing, Eris. I was like, look, this isn't... I like the idea, but it's not for me. Oh yes, this is slightly more cover here as well. Valve just straight up buys good CS maps now. Oh really? Okay. I mean, that's fine as well, right? Like, if I'm just some, like, young guy who just wants to make a map because I like making maps, and then Valve say, can we buy that off you? I'm signing the deal. Because what Valve do a lot of the time as well, because Valve isn't a very big company in terms of number of employees. Obviously, it's big in terms of its global reach and profitability. In that sense, it's colossal. But in terms of actual people they employ, it's really not a lot of people. But a lot of the time, what they do in terms of like recruiting people is they actually headhunt people who have already made stuff in their games. Yes, to all 3 regions as well. We are in for a whole day. This bit looks great, but probably horrible to wall ride. Around here, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. All these random little edges that give Lucio's a nightmare. These gaps on point look slightly wider as well, right? Oh, there's boxes! Now everyone can get on the high ground. That's nice, isn't it? All they did on first point was add the box. Yeah, this is a good box. You know, there is a certain art to map making, but sometimes it's just simple. Give give people a way to get onto high ground. Remember when they added the Dorado stairs on second? Just let all characters get to high ground, even if it takes a little bit longer. And make the doors bigger. Oh, this looks different as well. There's a bit of extra cover. Can you still get onto the high ground? Oh, you can't go onto the high ground at all, so this is now just like a flatter part of the map. Okay. Is this high ground now higher? It looks higher, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that is definitely not an egg.
Tracer can't blink up there now. Wait, did I say anything?
To the entrance and look at the wall. I think you called it an egg earlier. Sell the palace feel a little bit more. Yeah, they added like it's just like little details like this wall. Sell the palace feel a little bit more.
Comes through. That's really nice.
And if you go to the entrance and look at the wall,
is not just on the
that visual identity per point. Also, just to call it one.
Wait, let me go a little bit faster because I want to see New Junk City as well.
Yeah, we didn't change this point.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, honestly, we nailed this one. We actually got this one right first time, so not to toot our own horn, but this one was fucking perfect already. I mean, yeah, why not?
But essentially,
let's find.
It really pushed the identity of each.
Got a slideshow.
But it's just.
You also want to see Atlas? Is that the new Flashpoint as well?
Really good feedback from my teammates about like, hey, why don't you just like.
Oh, this looks completely different.
And make it outside because we just kept
this is the bridge point.
For players to push.
This is way more open now.
Yeah.
If we have less indoors, there's less fights indoors. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's true.
I was saying before is like that.
A Marrakesh-based one?
What it is.
Oh, and this looks nicer as well because this room was a fucking nightmare to retake into, right? If you were coming from the outside to the inside.
That would be wrong.
All right. Made everything streamlined and just easier for you to get closer to the points. So here's one of the.
I love this area now, George.
Yeah. So this is one.
It's got like a completely different feel, actually, hasn't it?
Essentially, there used to be.
No low ground here anymore. The connector to E over here looks like much nicer as well, much easier to use.
In the micro, like as a level designer, I'm like, oh, it's unsafe here. Go over here, and so basically we're like, well, we want people to use this area, and then also a lot of people didn't know there's a giant bomb above the point. And so we just put.
What do you mean there's a giant bomb above the point?
It's kind of funny because you're like, I had a lot of gray boxes. Like,
no way.
Oh, I don't know what we should have here, like these bombs right here to the left. You should just be boxes. I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, it's just.
It looks prettier as well.
Or something.
All of this stuff.
They're like, what about bombs? Like, what about more bombs? Okay.
It's a lot more like there's like loads of small pieces of cover here.
I feel like somewhere Junkrat was very excited about that.
But the thing that happened on this point is we used to.
It almost feels like one of those. Do you ever play those like 1v1 game modes in CS? You know, where it's just like just a blank arena thing and there's all these like square block to cover. It almost feels like that.
Have like little shops there, and I brought that where it's
yeah, exactly.
On the sides of the map. So basically, like these recessed areas used to run at the main end. It's still lower area. It was hard to see. They might have changed the colors. Oh, also
no, the cover.
This choke is nicer as well.
I mean,
this one.
The sides right here, and then probably made it look like.
Yeah, I mean all the chokes feel nicer, which I think is probably like the big thing because this point was pretty open anyway.
Looking at it, and so like for this point, we just like reduced a ton of the sand, just kind of made it much more plated, pretty well.
Yeah, it looks like they reworked both Flashpoint maps and have made a new one as well.
actually go to like the side entrance.
Oh yeah, this
so-
is much more open now, right?
Yeah, so this.
Oh, this is
was a
bigger,
huge
yeah.
choke right here, and essentially like.
I want to
Like I was
show us for
saying
high ground.
sometimes, but if you look down a little bit, so this area right here where the tarp is.
Oh, is it just not high ground?
was
It kind of is,
huge
but it's like a gentle
for
slope
players,
now.
Like basically fights would just be.
They flattened New Junk City.
And so we just pushed that out a ton, like a lot less choky for players. And also
Reworks are coming mid-season, and the new map is coming season 17. Okay.
I don't know. I'm pointing up there. But,
Oh, this looks. I like this a lot, actually.
And so you just go 180.
We'll see how it plays, of course, as well.
So,
But
like you give
like on paper,
approach.
Happy nailed at that choke.
Yeah.
But I really love, I mean, speaking of grand entrances, the hammer mill.
It's
It's
just
just
people very very tight, and so it's out.
phobic at times. And then one of the things on the point itself that I think is great.
that was kind of the
lower
same, no?
level it's connected, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
Snap.
They've made like a network, but it wasn't just like because this was used to be like a dead end, right?
This area. Don't look at that.
Oh, okay. So now it's all connected. This makes a lot more
But just
sense.
Connected all of this like together.
Yeah, exactly, Warm. Exactly.
At the point. It's kind of an awkward spot. Like I feel like I would only go there if I was dying or something was very bad for me, and I would just kind of.
Well, yeah, it was just like an
If you go to the
emergency
wrong one, you're
try and
going
live
away, and it's
place.
actually not-
kind of being your mental map. This helps a lot.
I think
by
your
just
point
kind
to.
of-
Can I see? I want to see the
your point to,
chokes.
like,
You know, like
I'm
the
gonna
main
go
chokes you roll
usually
out in if you
die,
go
like,
top.
I'm gonna die
Yeah.
is usually
No.
Oh, wait, have I missed it?
snap. I can't.
I would say pull from the rotate around or something was very like
itself.
the pipe bigger, like all the walls.
Oh, this is the choke, right?
Yeah. So that door is a lot wider than it used to be.
Okay, yeah. A classic widen the door.
People wrote the high ground in there, and it feels
Yeah.
Like, I only get.
like everything's so big. if that makes sense. Basically,
No, Hunter is doing his job today.
So much competing information, all the bombs,
If you can
like,
believe
oh,
it.
Like this color is like distinct Cervasa. Sometimes you'd be like, wait, am I on this side of the map or the other side of the map? And some people just get turned around or go through the wrong door. And so we're just trying to like make these big visual it's not like a little door.
Point fighting in particular. What were some things you thought weren't working that you wanted to correct here?
Okay.
So not a ton has been changed in this point.
I mean, to be fair, I thought this point was actually quite an interesting point with the point underneath, but the high ground being like
I used to have these curves.
the high ground being the best position, but the low ground being obviously where you can force the point. Like really, I always sort of like that dynamic of being able to like drag people out of position. But it feels like they've made the ramps up slightly better,
Windows right there, just as another place to kind of.
and the underneath looks a bit wider too.
The side entrances just the door is way higher. It's just like twice as big. Like I did that for like the sewer point as well. Just like boom, you can get onto.
Oh, yeah.
Thing over here.
All a little bit, just all like small, just quality of life for point
The
things.
space a little more now. Like if you're going on a point.
Still feels a bit choky, this one, doesn't it?
Too, right?
It's like it's definitely better.
This little room used to be a little
But-
tiny room.
It still feels
doors on
like
each side,
clustery.
Way bigger. The door to the point way bigger. This whole room much larger. Basically wanted to make it.
Played against Hattie and Chris support you yesterday. I said go coach TU to Chris after the game. He told me to fuck off. That sounds about right. Do you think I can believe in Hunter doing his job? Don't think so.
Because essentially it kind of felt a little dangerous to be over here. So just like everything's just like way taller, much more open.
Have they got rid of the underneath?
Have more options. But yeah.
They're awesome.
Or the point. And same with the room across. Like again, pull the doors way bigger.
Oh no, it's still a hole there. Oh no, it's still one underneath. Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome.
This was navigation. Even starting on it early on, like
All right, is this the new one? Fuck.
Tired.
I actually really need the toilet before we start as well.
on.
All right, I'll leave you guys with the run through. I'll grab a drink and go to the toilet, and then we can really find the start of this.
That's like one big.
And making sure they.
All right, let me grab a drink, and then I'll quickly recap. I'll leave you with these guys.
Correct.
Yep.
And then Korea's actually starting pretty soon after that as well. So, be right back.
Things of the hookah lounge in here, just like nice and intimate, cool space. and this is our this is a Morocco-inspired map. Well, it's not inspired. It's Marrakesh-inspired in Morocco.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So this map's awesome. It's just in general, it's way smaller than the other Flashpoint. It's just like much more compact. The run times between points and spawns and everything are just like way shorter. That's like one big thing that we learned from the other Flashpoint maps is we need to make those run times shorter, and so that's what we really focus on in this map. So if you actually look behind you real quick, so this is really cool to me. This is how you get to the main point. You run through the space right here,
Wow.
but under the space, like if you could rotate and like look under you, it's probably not great directions, but but essentially this is on top of the forward spawn, which I think which is really cool because the problem we had with Survasa and New Junk City was our forward spawns were these huge buildings, and basically you had to run around the buildings, and that's what made the run times take a long time. So basically, our team integrated the like forward spawns under the gameplay space right here. So if you like look down a bit, like your forward spawn's right here, and so this basically enabled us to have the much shorter like run times. This is just like an ingenious idea my team, like my coworkers had, not me, my coworkers.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this first point.
Yeah.
This one's really interesting because I feel like a lot of fighting actually happens on the elevation, you know, and then there's a big drop onto the point itself. So those first few fights, or that first opening fight at least, you're kind of like, both teams are kind of like rotating around each other, trying to find that first pick, and then they can kind of, because that point's a big drop. Like, how have you found this has worked out?
This is really cool. This was a really interesting design, in my opinion. Like this is the station point. This would be the first middle point that everybody fights at. This high ground is higher than we would normally have around a point. That's actually this close to the point itself, and I think that's what gives it its unique nature. When we have high grounds, they're usually further away from point, but it's like right on top of it.
Yeah, like that ledge right there is like right above the point.
So it's cool because you're like, oh, the high ground's gonna be really strong, but if your team's on the low ground, they can't really get a good angle on you, or they have to go to the other side, but it takes a while like to rotate to the other side. So it's actually like you have an advantage like by holding the point at the bottom because you have a lot to rotate and work around down there. There's also basically entrances on every
I've forgotten how to sit down.
every side of the map, like on the first floor and the second floor there. So basically, you can kind of slip in and out of the point like really easily, which is really cool.
I have found like
How far are we waiting? Sorry, I'm just gonna catch up quickly.
Find us.
Just like nice and intimate, cool space.
Cornering.
And this is our Morocco-inspired map. Just in general, it's way smaller than the other Flashpoint. It's just like much more compact.
Hey, gay enter.
The run times between points and spawns and everything
Love pianos.
are just like way shorter. That's like one.
They should do other instruments as well. Can you get a harp going?
Shorter, and so that's what we really focus on in this map. So if you actually look behind you real quick, so this is really cool to me. This is how you get to the main.
Oh, sorry, I just see a message, George. Looks great, but might end up playing Brig instead of Lucio because of all the wall ride stuff. This is like back on the Saravasa, right? I think.
Probably not great directions, but.
But yeah, I know like Astro always complains about the same thing. All the like random decorative stuff
really cool,
messes them up.
The problem we had with Saravasa and New Junk City was
a harmonica. A harmonica would be so good as
so
well.
Run around the buildings, and that's right here. So if you like look down a bit, like your forward spawn's right here. And so
Morning, Cat.
This basically enabled us to have the much shorter like run times, this is just like
because I feel like a lot of fighting actually happens on the elevation, you know, and then there's a big drop on
Hey,
the point
Wrenchman.
itself. So those first few fights, or that first opening fight at least, you're kind of like, both teams are kind of like rotating around each other, trying to find that first pick, and then they can kind of, because that point's a big drop. Like, how have you found this has worked out?
This is really cool. This was a really interesting design, in my opinion. Like this is the station point. This will be the first middle point that everybody fights at. This high ground is higher.
Okay,
than
this is
we
interesting.
normally have around a point.
This is
actually
like
the
really,
closest point. I think that's what gives it to
like mecha base
Sure.
esque almost, like
When we have
smaller
high
but
ground,
like
it's really
similar
cool. So
concept where it's like
right on top of it.
pretty
that
pretty
one right
steep
there,
high
like,
ground all
right
around the
above
point.
So it's cool because you're like, oh, the high ground's gonna be really strong, but if your team's on the low ground, they can't really get a good angle on you or ground down there. Kind of.
You
This
can,
point in
convert,
particular.
yeah,
They're gonna love, and it's reflected on the bottom as well. This map actually was going to be in the daytime, but we really wanted to push just like the focal points, and we wanted to direct people with color a lot more. And
Okay.
so we tried out nighttime, which is really funny. Everything almost like glows with its own like.
ability to actually like get that in and make it look as pretty as it does. I was like,
Yeah.
how do I get to each point?
We've been talking.
I want to see. Show me the
Yeah,
points. Show me the points.
Them like we really.
Wait, hold on. Are we?
Flashpoint maps is like serve us a new junk.
All right,
city,
we're still on.
like, they would have unique aesthetics
Whoa! Thank you, Zis.
on the point
Did
itself,
they add the
but you
Surmaged
couldn't really
International
read it or see
Airport
that
to the
from outside
game?
the point. And so this video is really important.
No, I don't think so.
to essentially make them feel really unique and contrast from the street level. So like this is like pulled all the way out to the street.
So this is Garden Point?
Yep, this is garden.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what'd be so funny? You know on those boards it had on first point with like the flight times?
You could take
If one of them was to Sir
I love
Majid
looking at
International
it. I
Airport.
love, like, all
That
the-
would be so good. One of the flights is to Sir Majid International.
Location and everything. But I think navigate this one, if you are a character with high mobility, has been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, like, high mobility characters will like this point a lot. This map's really cool because one thing that we learned from old Flashpoint maps that we really wanted to push as well is we wanted every single point to feel very different from the others because sometimes we felt like we didn't have variety in some of the other ones, and so we really pushed it on this
Like
one.
play style variety?
Yeah, so this one like feels really good for some heroes, but then not as good for others, and then we kind of just try to like switch it up for each point.
This one's kind of like a combo, I think, though.
Is Doom gonna be meta for Esports World Cup?
You have a lot of like options if you do.
I don't
have
think so.
mobility to
I've seen a lot of
wrap
people
around
saying it,
and
but
a
no
lot of
idea
different
why.
Angles. There's also some
What's
like longer
the-
sight lines.
Have we
too,
seen
right?
much
There's
Doom
some,
last
like,
week?
High ground like looks down into the point, so you know, characters can do well here too as well.
Yeah, I would say all of them are mixtures of that, but then we kind of like push and pull a little bit,
Okay.
like for certain.
Not at all?
certain,
Oh, some perk change?
points,
What do you
'cause we-
think
Oh,
the
okay.
weighting of this one would be in particular?
Definitely mobility, but also like when designing all these, we want to give enough cover and we want to give enough to play around for your brawl tanks as well, which is like this recessed area at the wall. A lot of cover here, like
Little
Let me go through a little bit quicker because I think Korea's going to start soon.
oh, and then it's like
Stop looking at the sky. Show me the point.
To that point.
I remember playtest. It was kind of a lot of push and pull, and it didn't feel.
Thank you,
right.
Koza.
Like, it always felt like favor.
That's a lot
little
of
too like
plants.
favor towards one type of hero other than the other. But I think we came to.
Yeah, Donghack will be the best team for
What's the name?
sure, for
This
sure.
is Town Center.
I'd be
So
pretty skeptical if we
this
see it
and the
though.
Bazaar, which will look
I don't know what the perk
a little
change
later,
is, but
cool
I don't know.
because This is our like old town aesthetic where we wanted to have like really a lot of the old like Morocco like
Sure,
Overwatch
push.
future-esque,
Yeah.
and so these ones are feel like much more old.
Where's the point itself here?
Point and actually cap it can be, you know, it's a big.
Oh, it's on the
Yeah.
inside
So
this
one's
thing.
interesting too, because like this is the one I would say this is like probably a little more like brawler favored than others. Like we still have like some high ground and some like sight lines for like poke comps to kind of.
Yeah, it's like Nunchuk since he point
But
E more than
would say
anything. I
that
feel
it's
like.
pretty like nice. It was there for a long time, and the structure felt good, and it's just kind of.
Oh yeah, Jumpin's as
like,
good as well.
playing around
But I
with
think
the
Donghack
outside
is
of
the best, but like Donghack, Jumpin, Gooshway are
that
probably
encased
like
area and trying to figure
the
out
three
what
that
to
come
do,
to mind.
for the
Still one. I think its identity is one of the strongest ones in terms of how you have to play
Yeah.
around it, though.
it's really interesting because that's what we really talk about. Like, hey, we want to create like really interesting shapes and really interesting play spaces that feel different and unique, and we try to push it a lot for this point.
I also see all of the when you're talking about like having those tall entrances.
The baby's
and, like,
almost
where
here.
you're,
I can't wait to start a
like,
family
the
with
sight
you,
lines, there you
Baldy.
go. All of
Everything-
the
Thanks, bye-bye.
Default players, like
We'll
all
be
the-
good
this
parents.
way.
Yeah, so if we can probably go to the bazaar now.
Oh, cool.
Take us to the bazaar.
Okay.
Yes, jump pads.
Our we love jump pads, but
Yeah.
I would say it's funny because it's like at first I feel like at first we're kind of like we don't want people to have big fights outside the point like this. Like I'm kind of
It happens around this structure,
I was gonna
though,
say,
right? Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't the point itself. This is like the entrance to it.
We don't want people to fight out here.
Yeah.
But
Except for here.
people like fighting on the space so much that it just like stayed in there. And like with that jump pad, it's just
Like
like a,
jumping up, jumping
it's a
down,
really
going
fun
around.
here type of thing. It's pretty cool. But
How has the point played internally? Because you're talking about everybody likes to play on the outside. How is this point played?
And then this
actually,
T bit is for point then?
It's one of those things where like sometimes people fight out front, but like oftentimes people get in here and fight. This is a really cool point because if we look at the point, yeah, right here. So you have a high ground on the opposing side, and the nice thing is like on the point itself is like kind of like a unique shape where the sides of it kind of go down into like this underground recessed area that feeds out under where you are here. The three levels to it, I think, is actually really interesting. Like
It's like someone's gonna be in the high ground on the back, someone's gonna be high ground on the
Okay.
I'll go to the resort, which is our
beautiful point.
yeah our other modern.
Yeah, like Oasis Gardens, are you thinking?
That's cool, a globe.
With like the high ground above the point, but also being on the
Yeah,
coast.
so this one is this one feels again like really different than the other points as well. Very by these points from far away, like or going to the resort, and it's just like, oh, okay, like I know which one.
Oh wait, let me put the predictions up before I forget.
Different angles.
Yeah, and the gameplay on this one's also a little different too. You know, on the point itself, there's these two big pillars that kind of like dictate a lot of like the cover on the point. And then you still, just like we just saw in the Bazaar, there's like that back area of high ground again that can, you know, allow a lot of different heroes to play in different places.
Yeah, so this one's interesting because this one was just like we have this high ground in the back, and it's like a lot of high ground. It's at the back, but you're pretty exposed. There's not a lot of cover back here. And then we have the two giant pillars in the middle for people.
This
to
one's
play around.
so open.
And this is just, and then you have like the staircase back there, so you can kind of dip it. Like if you're on the main point, you can kind of go back and go up the stairs and kind of get up to the people on the sides. And then the sides here that kind of connect towards the main.
It's a similar style of point, right? Like high ground backing onto a coast. Pretty open entrances on the other side.
Kind of play around, and I see fights happen in different spots. Like every single time we fight on this, sometimes they fight.
Not like all the details.
It also just feels like color-wise, really,
It really gives her.
you know, we're trying to. How's this map playing out overall?
You still see fights happen on the way to points, but I would say that you would see that more with teams that choose to do so,
Okay.
which I like that. So just since the routes to like each point are like so much like it's way closer. I don't have the exact numbers, but like, that was the biggest complaint of our previous maps. The run times are too long, so it's just like
very soon. For people that haven't obviously played it yet, what are some heroes?
So they're talking about it being a lot smaller in terms of gaps between points and stuff. I wonder if it's gonna
Everybody does.
It's
like
very fun to see.
actually change the number of fights.
as quick as possible, while still having these 5 control points.
No, it's,
And
yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
a lot of fun to see.
have like a ton.
Well, I
of
think
fun
that's it
here.
then.
It's a very fun Lucio map.
Yeah, it's a rework.
Okay. I mean, it all seems honestly, it all seems like relatively positive changes.
는 긴장감을 혹은 또 부담감을 느끼고 있지는 않은 것 같아요. 네, 현재 지금 상황을 되게 즐기고 있는 것 같고 또 애들 마인드가
More about enabling
사실
heroes without
그
speed.
T1이 라쿤을 뽑게 되면은 지더라도 이제 네, 원코인을 더 받을 수 있는데 왜 우리를
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it will make a huge difference unless it, because if you think how most flashpoints go, is let's say you lose first fight, you normally have 2 retakes, right? You sort of get like 2 attempts at each point, more or less. So,
제가
unless it's enough to change that, but I don't think it will be. I don't think it will make a huge difference. It might just feel a little bit nicer,
우리 보러 오셨는데
like in ranked for the average
지금
player.
현재만큼은 너네가 우리 엄마보다 더 사랑스럽다. 화이팅하자. 가족 같은 아이들아.
화이팅하자라고 말씀드려봤고요. 그렇다면 러시 감독님도 질 수 없죠.
Always bugging out.
이런 건 저도 되고 경기를 이기겠습니다.
자, 이런 건 줘도 된다. 경기만 이기면 된다라고 말씀 보내주셨습니다. 아, 이렇게 첫 번째 인터뷰부터 아주 뜨거운데요. 그렇다면 맵 세트도 확인해 보시죠.
Looks boopable. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so we got a nice little map preview. Thank you, Strong Apple, for the tier 1 as well. Morning, Chaz. Welcome, Strong Apple. And, oh, okay. So we didn't actually do that much of a catch-up on Korea because I got distracted by the new maps. But, you know, new, shiny, want to look at it. And we're starting Ilios, which probably makes a lot of sense if you are T1. Obviously, T1, the benefit of doing so well in the seeding tournament is not only do you get to start in the semi-final, it means you also get to pick the first map. So expecting, we saw a little bit of it, didn't we? They actually lost it against AG, but Donghak on Winston, going to be a lot of Tracer, Anna Brig, Sombra maybe we saw Proud lean into, even though it's really not his strength. Maybe he'll play Freya if it was, because it was banned in that AG match, but maybe he'll just lean more into the Freya because I think Freya's very strong on, less so Ruins, but definitely on Lighthouse. The Zeta division, just going to be forced to either play Diva or Hazard. I don't know what they did historically last week. My guess would be it would be more Hazard. But I was going to kill 16, you saw it in a dream? Alright, the prophecy's been foretold then. Zeta fans in the crowd. First to 4. Yep, all the games are first to 4 single elimination. So the stakes for everyone is if you win this game, you qualify for the Esports World Cup, no matter what. So huge game for T1 and Zeta. I think T1 obviously a bit of a slow start as a franchise back in stage 1, but it feels like they are currently, this is the best version of T1 we've seen so far. What am I... Let me unfull screen it so you can see. Today, I'm the MSC chef. What does it say? Are they threatening to cook each other? Alright, let's get the bans in as well then. Diva ban initially for T1. Makes a lot of sense. We'll probably force for Hazard. What's the counter ban here? Do you go Anna or something maybe? Baptiste. The problem with Soup is they don't have a clean feed, is all. Have we seen any BAP here? I mean, I didn't watch last week, so you guys are going to have to fill me in here. But did we see any BAP on Ilios? Yeah? Yesterday? Maybe my memory doesn't work. Brig BAP? Finn played it here? Okay. Alright then. I mean, I guess if I'm T1 though, I'm still probably quite happy just to play Anna Brig. Alright, let me see if I can get this game volume right. He even played it in inverted commas. Alright, crowd is loud. Ball for Donghak here. We saw him play Winston in that little bit of videos we saw before. Alright, hold on. Wait, let me take the auto off. Oh, there we go. Alright, crowd's coming in hot, and it's going to be Kiri, Lucio, Hazard on the side of Zeta Division here, controlling the inside part early on. Maybe these doors need some widening. They're going to rotate all the way around, actually, but Donghak's going to meet him with a slam on this side. Try and keep him contained in there. Zeta Division trying to get out. Lots of pressure onto Skew, take him down. Donghak's found a trade as Zeta Division come out of this, so it's 4v4 as Bernard continues to look to close the distance. Can't find this Freya right now, though, so Zeta Division going to try and regroup a little bit, but there's another slam. Donghak finds more value. Low on HP, but does manage to get the shields off. Mega not quite available yet. Zeta Division have cleared a lot of space, but they're not really in control of a point, actually. It's T1 who are forcing it early with Zest. Pelican's going to come contest, but he's a little bit outnumbered, so he has to concede the flip here. T1 in initial control. Proud stamp a pick onto Flora off screen. Now Pelican. Sleep's going to go wide. Doesn't make a difference, though, as T1 are just killing everyone all around. Nature of Lucio Anna is it's going to put Vigilante in a lot of situations where he's going to have to just win duels, hit sleeps onto the Hazard, or he's just going to have to duel this Tracer. Misses his cooldowns there on Pelican, but was fine anyway. Close spreads. Good shout. Now retake for Zeta Division here, but this is going to be... It's always difficult because now Vigi can play like a really sort of god position at the back of the map. We can see everything, and it's hard for Pelican and Bernard to close the distance. You can see it as well. Look at this. There's 2v1 onto Pelican as well, denying him this angle. Bernard's going to force point, though. That's going to draw some attention. Donkhack's going to come back and contest right now. Proud has a bowler ready to go. Looking for his opportunity here. Donkhack trying to harass from one side. Pressure on. Now they're coming out for choke. Slam and bowler there. Catches Alpha Yi as well. He survives on 1 HP. Actually, Bernard goes for the kill but can't find it. Proud is still in control. And Zest has killed Pelican during all of this. Now a Kitsune rush to keep forcing point. They're going to swing out. Punk Bomb is lobbed in by Zest but doesn't connect. They are just surrounded on the point. They're playing on the Kitsune rush, but they've got no great targets to shoot. Can't finish that kill onto Zest either. He gets away on 1 HP. And they're going to clean everyone else out in the back. Alpha Yi is going to go down late, I think. No, he got to the Mega. He's out. But not much of a silver lining here for Zeta Division. Donkhack's going to be able to engage early again, force these cooldowns out. Zeta Division have a beat coming back to point, but again, a slam. Alpha Yi avoids it. Wall off onto Donkhack here. They boop him in as well. Decent amount of damage. They've cleared the ball. Well, maybe they haven't cleared the ball. There's mines coming already. The ball can't be cleared. More mines, another slam onto Bernard, and you can see how many cooldowns they have enforced as they try and walk forwards towards the point here. Alfie does have the beat ready to go, though. He's going to cross towards his team. Now goes for the beat. Boots in a little bit. Beats will be mirrored. Bowler onto the back takes care of Proud. An opening pick for Zeta Division finally in all of this. Flora's going to find a follow-up too. Damage onto the ball, and T1 are able to convert the flip there. Good beat from Alpha Yi in the end. And T1 are going to be forced to retake. Zeta Division can hold forward if they want here, but they can't really commit to the forward hold in the same way that T1 can, just because the ball can get behind so easily. Donkhack can force point. That's exactly what Donkhack's going to try and do now. Take some of that attention, make it easier for the rest of T1 to walk forward. They've got the Nano here. I don't know what... The ball's not the greatest Nano target, so it might just be a Tracer or even a Freya one here. As we see them trying to come through this left-hand side. Bernard is looking for his opportunity. Good wall onto Proud. Forces the cooldown out. Bernard has to step back, though. Still has this downpour. Nano out onto Proud now, and he's just going to kill Bernard with it. Suzu is good from Finbo. Saves his life. They're all so low underneath. Finn has died. No healing for Bernard. He's made himself a little house. He's thrown out the downpour. But they get taken down by the bowler. And that should just be T1 retake. A late trade from Flora. But T1, good for it. 100 to 42. And you saw the difficulty there for Bernard to really close any of the distance, and the Diva ban really put them in a difficult situation. And honestly, we're going to have a pretty... If we go to Lighthouse next, I think it's going to be a very similar situation for the Hazard from Bernard. Well, it's going to be a bit easier for the Hazard if they get that one. So that's probably the best map for the Zeta Division comp. But I'm having a really fun game. Yeah, you can tell, right? It's just getting... Alright, let me know if that's alright game audio-wise. Alright, they've rolled out the mini side earlier at Zeta Division. They want to get onto this backline, so he's actually running Lucio here as well. So he's going to take down Finn on that rotation early, and they just get crushed as they try and rotate onto the backline there. That all felt a little bit too easy for T1. You saw the idea. They want to wrap around the far side of the map, collapse onto this Ana Lucio, because with an Ana Lucio backline, the Ana should be vulnerable if you can connect. Game volume a bit loud now. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, let me know if that's more in line with what we want. Okay, Kiri Brig now coming out from Zeta Division. Means there can be a lot more support for Pelican on the point force, but they have to deal with this initial pressure from Donkhack. Slam comes in, more harassment onto the high ground. Proud's just got this free angle we can keep just throwing bolts in as well. But cross comes through from Flora. Just get himself over to point. Gonna try and harass that one now, but Alfie is with him. But it doesn't matter. Flora's gonna get killed through all the damage. Donkhack's just deleted those players trying to take the high ground position. And now he can come back and help his team. Significant player advantage right now. Bernard is on low HP too. They are on the run. Zest and Donkhack looking for that kill. Donkhack's gonna find one. He's gonna find another one as well. And Donkhack is just getting it all done right now. And Donkhack can just go, recycle, do more of the same. Early engages, force these cooldowns out. If anyone tries to take too wide a position like Flora and Alfie did in that previous fight, he can just hit him. Slam comes through. Forces a cooldown out of a Freya. Now he's behind looking for his mines engaged. Zeta Division are going to try and ignore the ball as best they can and walk forward. Slam into the back. Alfie avoids that one as well. And Donkhack, you can just see, he's not getting a lot of damage, but he's fine. He's taking attention. Vince managed to kill Skewed as they walk forward, though. They have control of this position now. Tracer behind him. Mines on point. Pocket coming through onto Flora. Zest and Donkhack have been forced to point for a second, but now they can look for backline again. Pressure onto Flora, and that sets up a kill for Proud. Now this Brig is in big trouble. Alfie trying to kite back towards Finn. They're keeping each other alive for now, and Bernard's actually managed to find a way onto the Ana during all of this. Pulse Bomb is good, though, from Zest, and as for the support's dead for Zeta Division. They can't keep commit. Actually, they kind of need to commit to this fight. It's 90%. Pelican with a late trade onto Skewed. Not out of it yet, but limited healing. Well, non-existent healing is a problem. Banara's trying to play his life at the end. Donkhack is 1 HP. Flora finds the trade. No tanks for either team as the overtime is triggered. Rico has been forced by Zest as well, continuing to fight this, but Pelican has full pocket though. Now the supports are here for Zeta Division. Donkhack is going to be back quicker than Banavo. Nano comes in onto Zest. Rally, but the nade hits him. Suzu to save him from the anti. More pressure onto Finn. Another TP, a whip shot. They lose Pelican, but the backline has lived. Kitsune Rush invested now as well. And Zest is going to turn his attention onto the Hazard instead. Zeta Division regroup on point behind this wall, but now a beat push is coming from Skewed. Hits everyone except for Donkhack. The downpour comes out, doesn't find anything. Suzu keeps Bernard alive, but only for a second. The ults are overwhelming. Flora finds a trade, but they need more. Support's trying to live on the edge, but Alfie is getting overwhelmed. Now Finn's going to try and TP away. Flora's going to disengage to the high ground. Pelican's found another kill in all of this. They're trying to flip a point back. Sleep is missed. Actually, can Pelican find another? He's got the recall. He's killed another one here. They've contested for point as well, and Pelican's done it all. Zeta Division clutched that one out. Huge work from Pelican. Did so much there. Kept the point contested. As soon as his team got there as well, takes it onto the back line. Skew's just going to go Brick now as well to provide Vigilante with a bit more support. And it's a retake as Bernard is back on ball as well, but it's Donkhack's mines on point. The boop there, Alfie's forced back. His mines have caught the flip, but no kills, and Zest dies going for that pulse bomb attempt. I think it might be even a pulse jacks, honestly. Now a slam comes in from Bernard. Proud is on a big flank as well here. Looks for the bowler. Pelican's found another kill with a pulse bomb, but they C9'd! Oh! Tragic! Oh, they worked so hard. Pelican continues to do everything to get his team back into it. Should we get an action replay? Because, yeah, Zest pulse jaxes. They survive the mines on point. They survive the bowler. Finn TP's away. Pelican's gone for this pulse bomb attempt, though. Yeah, is he Alpha bash for it at the end? And just, yeah. No one responsible for the touch. Bernard just rolling and trolling, slept up, 1 HP behind. Because it should just be fine, right? You can see it here. This is where Pelican is right now, and Pelican's gone and got a pulse bomb kill, but someone else should be in charge of it, right? Like, Finn can maybe touch, then TP, Bernard can touch, potentially. But it doesn't even feel like either of them are looking for it. You can see it's actually Pelican, like, trying to race back to get it. Oh, wait. What's happened? Alright, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. We're back. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I don't know exactly. It's like it's a miscommunication. Whichever way you break it down, it's clearly a miscommunication. Oh, rare Yaki jersey? A Florida jersey as well. Rare. Is that Hunter? It might be Hunter, yeah, you're right. All smiles on the T1 side. You actually want to hear the Zeta division comms of that to, I mean, it'd be hard because it's in Korean, but see what goes wrong. Your PC won't start? Oh, don't even say that sort of stuff. PC issues, so triggering. Do I believe in the Crazy Raccoon sandbagging conspiracy? Not at all. Not at all. Care for an inflation? Always, Kelsey. Go ahead. Missed the first map. Pretty dominant for T1, honestly. Like even though that lighthouse felt like it was actually in the balance, it required some pretty big clutches from Zeta Division. But honestly, that was always going to be the tough one for them, right? Like Zeta Division, anytime they get taken to these sort of Ilios, Gibraltar type maps, it's always tough for them. Now I imagine we're going to see Zeta Division play a lot more of either the Malga or Orisa. Expecting probably like a Circuit Royale or maybe even a like a Flashpoint to come out here from them in terms of map pick. Think Zeta is better than they looked map 1. Yeah, agree. I think this is just the nature of the picks and bans sometimes, you know, you can be put in like you can be put in these really tough situations. Thank you, Ginge. It was something. Will you watch the VPCM 6 map that you missed? Yeah, maybe later today, actually, in between regions. I think what the plan is, we'll watch all of Korea, and then after we watch Korea, I'll go make, like, lunch and stuff, so I'll maybe do a replay for a couple of hours, maybe do a couple of chores, and then we'll come back, we'll catch up on some of the action that we missed, and we'll also do a bit of a wedding recap, and then we need to do my fantasy changes as well, and then EMEA playoffs will kick off for real. So that's like the big picture plan for today. Donghack was holding up in the Orisa mirror. I don't think it's an advantage to go at. Yeah, I don't know if they can't really target it, but I think they'll be much happier with that version of the matchup. Busy day. Well, I've just come back from holiday, you know. I feel like I should do some work. Who am I? Hunter? Alright, where are we going? Flashpoint, it is New Junk City, so it feels like this is Malga, Orisa on the cards here. Potentially a tank ban here, like a tank protect as well. I guess, because what they could do is they could ban Orisa to play the Malga version, right? Avril will spread the word of his theory. Alright, Zeta Division are going to ban Lucio, actually. So they're going to play Bat Brig. T1 will ban Orisa. Wait, T1 will ban Orisa? What else have T1 played on these, like, flatter maps recently? Did they play any Malga themselves? They played Hazard? I mean, as far as tanks into a Bat Brig backline is Hazard probably one of the better tanks that matchups into it. Could just hazard mirror. Yeah, I don't think either team would be opposed to it. Tom goes Team Fist. Did Falcon sandbag in playoffs so they don't reveal their LCQ strats? No. No, that's just the current state they're in. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Mauga from Zeta and then like a hazard or something from T1. But I think the Orisa ban might be a misstep, because I feel like if Zeta do go for Mauga, you actually want the Orisa available. So I think T1 might be in a situation where they've shot themselves in their foot a little bit. Yeah, so I'm not sure about this one for T1. We'll see how it translates into reality, but it's going to be Juno Brig from both teams as well. Proud looks like he's starting on the Freya. Let me get you some game volume as well. Yeah, remember is winner goes to the Esports World Cup. Loser has to scrap it out still. Potentially can't even scrap it out, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Initially, early space for Zeta Division, but has to be careful not to take too much poke here because he is a wide boy. Vulnerable to just catching stray bullets. They're trying to walk forward a little bit now. Deflex has been forced out of Zest. Now the stomp, the engagement, but he's awfully low. He's half HP when he goes for that stomp, so it's going to be a one-way trip for him. He can't waddle out of that. Donkhack is going to stabilize and regroup, and now with tank advantage, T1 can take over this point, look for more kills. Alfie's gone a slightly different way than the rest of his team. They're chasing this down, and actually, Zeta Division managed to get out with their remaining 4 players. But it means they have to concede the first flip for T1. Now coming back, ult-wise, is actually Proud, who is so close to a bowler already because he's got a big old Mauga to shoot. Holding close, looking for this early opportunity. Again, trying to put early pressure on. Bleed out that health pool from Zeta Division. You can see that Finn's actually got a slightly quicker ray, but it's going to be a while since it's up still. Bowler is nearly available as Zeta Division try and rotate through. Donkhack goes for a slash into the backline. Doesn't find anything. Bowler's available now. The bowler comes through. And Zest collapses with Donkhack on that bowler timing, and Zeta have been crushed at the choke here. They'll deal with Pelican, no problem after that one. And that is 2 very quick fights for T1. Double support ult coming up for Zeta Division. Rally about the same pace as Skewed, slight advantage for Finn here, but Donkhack does have the downpour into all of it. Flora's gone over to the Freya now to mirror this one as well, but they will be contained at the choke. Zeta Division going to try and go the far side to come into this one, but they have to get the touch. Pelican will probably be responsible for that. Have to be careful committing their cooldowns because the downpour can do a lot for him here. Donkhack's looking for his opportunity. Big slash, pressure onto Finn, the wall out as well. The downpour, it could be huge. Shield up from Alpha Yi. I think no one gets hit by that downpour. Doesn't find anything and they trade Zest. The rally is good from Alpha Yi. They get the 2 kills. Pelican has secured the touch during all of this as well. So the retake is good from Zeta Division. Done so well to avoid that downpour in that tight room. It looks so good for Donkhack initially on the cast. But Alpha Yi, obviously able to protect himself, but they managed to kite everything else out. And now, yeah, they still have Wraith in this next fight. Obviously, Vigilante's going to have one as well when Skewed has the rally advantage. So it's not easy for Zeta Division here, but if they can get to a cage blade timing, there's maybe a turn factor. T1, though, they want to go quickly, use these ults while the advantage is clearer. They're coming through the left-hand side right now. Bolts into Proud's face will slow him down a little bit. You can see Zeta Division are trying to play a little bit of distance here. Slow the game down, build their remaining ults. They're getting very close to this blade. Walking in, Vigi's going to drop a Ray as they walk forward now. Bowler and Rally and Blade over the top. Ray in response from Finn, but the combo is just too good. It's a Rally Blade. They've used everything. 4 ults into 1. And 4 beats 1. And T1 reap the rewards of their big ult advantage in that, but feels heavy-handed, no? I mean, obviously they win it clearly, but you were thinking maybe just mirror the raise and then just use the rally or use the blade over the top. Maybe throw the bowler in, the bowler's whatever. But since they've used everything now, T1 are going to be very short on ultimates for this. It's going to be a cage and a blade, and the challenge for Zeta Division now is one actually of efficiency. They should be odds on to win this fight. They just need to be careful T1 don't do anything to surprise them, and they probably don't want to overuse ults here. It might just be cage is the easiest way to win this with one fight. Donkhack's going to go in. Cage comes down now. Everyone is caught in that cage. Bowler was thrown out there as well, but Bowler's always pretty disposable. They get the Donkhack kill as a result. Zest is going to get stomped too, and Zeta Division convert their cage advantage. Proud with a late trade, but only one won't make a huge amount of difference. Zeta Division can get the first flip, and now they have a Rally Blade coming up for the next one. And because T1 invested so heavily, they're actually still short of ultimates going into this next fight. So Zeta Division with a great chance to chain a couple of fights together here. Eyes on Pelican, eyes on Alpha Yi, but in reality, they can hold pretty close here. As soon as Donghak commits that shift, they can just pop their ults and go for it. Having to come through this tight choke. Proud playing a bit of an off angle, trying to clear Bernard out actually. Got him down to half HP. That allows Donghak to maybe try and take a little bit of space here. Proud duking it out. More pressure onto him. They're trying to play it slow here, T1. Get a couple of their ultimates. They've got the downpour now. Bernard's going to go in aggressively in the back. Downpour as well. Avoids it, though, does Pelican. Now he comes through onto the back. And that's actually a clean blade from Peli. 3 kills for him. And the rally wasn't invested there either. Again, the downpour is completely avoided by Zeta Division. And Pelican is good for it as well. Pelican is playing well today. Important game for both teams. These are the sort of matches where the best players turn up. And now they have a Rally Ray to finish this one off, Zeta Division. Again, it's about efficiency here. They've got a clear ult advantage. Donghak's going to try and come through. Rally comes through from Alpha Yi. Not too much else out. Proud's going to get taken down early. They just turn on to Donghak. Nice and easy for Zeta Division. And they're starting to look like a well-oiled machine as we get through this C point. 100-0 to Zeta Division. They convert all the ult advantage fights. But now, finally, T1 have some ults to match with here. It's going to be Ray versus Ray in this next fight. Blade advantage for Zest and Rally advantage for Skewed. So T1, they need to be careful as well that they don't just over-ult again. You don't want to use 3 ults here, but it'll likely be a Ray mirror. Or they could maybe just go a little bit quicker with Rally Blade if they want here. Either way, they need Zest to convert this Blade with whatever of the support ults they combine with it here, T1. Zeta Division have that early high ground position, and all of T1 seem to be in the main choke, except for Proud. I think he was playing that solo off angle again. Just playing a bit of distance here, Zeta Division, but that's allowed Bernard to get poked out a little bit. The wall's going to cause him some problems as well. Finn's going to walk forward. Torpedo's out, full pocket. Has to drop the Ray to save Bernard. Bernard goes in, nearly has the cage. He's taken so much damage. Here is Zest Blade, though. He catches Finn out of the air. Now he turns his attention onto the Mauga, finishes that one off as well. And the Blade is good in the end from Zest. And maybe some question marks about exactly... Oh, Pelican with a late trade. He might get out. He might just be able to walk away with his life here as well, Peli. What I was going to say, though, is that hold from Zeta Division was a little bit curious. They were trying to play distance, which makes sense into the hazard, so you can try and bleed them out, make it a hard distance for Donghak to cross. But there's no cover on that bridge for Bernard, so he just took so much damage. He's coming back with Cage now. Again, a wall behind him to chunk him down. Makes Zeta Division's walk up difficult. Donghak struggled for downpour value so far with his first 2. Third one, though, could use it to counter out the cage a little bit. They go in, Blade comes through. Donghak avoids that one, downpour over top. This time it's blocked, actually. Cage is down as well. That's locked up a Blade, and Pelican will finish it all off. Tail end of a Blade with that cage. And Zeta Division with a good retake there with their Cage Blade combo. Rally from Skewed keeps him alive through some of it, but not enough in the end. Zeta Division's ult's looking just higher value so far. And now a rally advantage for Alpha Yi. Zeta Division can be very bold with how they take this next fight. They can hold these chokes aggressively. If T1 try and walk in, they can just fight it. You look at Alpha Yi, he is ready to go. Walk in, he's daring them to walk in. Rally's going to get popped, looking for the bash. Don't know if he can find anything though. I think dislodged a little bit, but Pelican and Bernard have crushed him anyway. The stomp is good. Torpedo's thrown in there as well. Proud has won the duel for what it's worth on Flora, but not worth a lot. Zeta Division convert another clean ult advantage fight. And now it's going to be mostly a neutral with bowlers. This is where Zeta Division can maybe slow it down a little bit more if they want. They just need to make sure if they're going to slow it down, Bernard still has a good cover position. If he gets caught exposed in that bridge, he can take too much damage before the fight. T1 coming. Looks like they're going to go the other side, actually. Retake from the main door. Chance to maybe force point underneath before they go, but look, Bernard's dropped down already. He's going to stomp. He's playing it aggressively. He's gone all the way through. A little bit of a drive-by. Bowler into Donghak's face here, and they don't give a touch here. Zeta Division's aggression takes too much attention. Nobody touches. The cap's gone through. Bernard will die. But distraction's enough. The brawl will keep going on outside here. They're still scrapping away, and T1 will win the dogfight afterwards. But it doesn't matter. Zeta Division have the round advantage. Hits but Mega actually does Pelican. Why? Can't win the 1v2 and will get cleaned up, but Zeta Division still advantage. Ults now, and it's actually going to look like a 5 stack for T1. Finn is going to have for Ray. Pelican's going to have for Blade. I think if I'm Zeta Division here, even though I have ult disadvantage, I just press Ray, I press Blade, and I see if Pelican can just clutch it. Even though there's a lot of ults to contend with here, and a rally for T1 to help survive. Just got to put all your eggs in the Pelican basket here, see if he can clutch. Early Ray from Finn coming out. Ray to match it. Blade out from Pelican. The rally is there. The bash is good, but it's not stopping Pelican. He's got one. He's got two. Zest has responded with his own Blade and found two. Found three as well, actually. Zest's Blade ends up getting more done. It was expensive, and there is still a player on point. Zest is burning, actually. We'll give a health pack. Flora versus Zest. Zest is a half HP, so Zest is just going to concede the flip here. Flora's going to take a couple of back steps afterwards. Both teams going to flood back in, but Zeta Division with the early control. Downpour available for Donghak, but Cage nearly there for Banar as well. Cages have been all fight wins so far for Zeta Division. An early pick from Proud, though, might change that one. Doesn't quite have for Cage yet. Banar has it now if he wants to try and turn the fight. Slash comes in from Donghak, but Proud's found another kill. And that'll end for the opportunity to invest ults here for Zeta Division. They will just lose this one quickly. They do have control of the point, but that is a very cheap fight. No ults used for T1. Still have this downpour available. It's still a tough fight though, right? Like again, Alfie is going to have this rally to try and counter out the downpour. Banar has the Cage. I think with the downpour and Cage interaction, you almost want to wait till Banar uses the Cage, then use the downpour as a counter to the Cage. Because you might be locked in a cage, but then they can be locked into the spot. I think that might be the best way to do it, but it's still a very tough ult situation for T1 to deal with here. Flora trying to take the Jewel on the side here. Bolts onto both DPS to create a little bit of space for Benaru. Half HP as he's walked up already. Now taking the Jewel. Bowler out. Downpour is big this time. Both supports. It's a rally jacks from Alpha Yi. This time, no good. And T1 will be turning it. Stay in control of this point. Huge downpour this time. It's been a long time coming for Donghak to get the value out of this ultimate that his teams needed. But that one was perfect. Alpha Yi fails to block it. Now T1 have no ult, so they're going to fight forward, try and make the touch as difficult as possible. Zeta Division's comp isn't great for touching with the Genji and the Mauga. They're going to come flooding through anyway. Banar has the Cage to try and seal this one up. Cage has been dropped right now, locked up. Alpha Yi, skewed in that one, dies before the rally. They get it, but they do get the touch most importantly. Proud's left on point. Vigi's actually traded Pelican. I don't think it's making a difference, though. And Zeta Division give themselves a foothold. T1 have one more chance at this point. They have to win this fight to keep themselves in this map, but they have rally advantage. Rays are about equal as well, so they'll come out. But this is the fight for T1 to win. And they have to. Retake, though, is going to be difficult. Zeta Division can hold close. They can even fight early if they want, just to make it difficult for touch. The problem is they kind of really need Finn's Ray before they properly take this fight. Coming up, Zest nearly has the Blade to combo with this as well. Pelican's much further behind. Eyes on Zest now. If he converts this one, T1 should be good for the retake. Rally to chase it down. Bash Blade is good. All over him. 2 immediate kills for T1. They lose Zest in the late game, though. I don't think it'll make a difference. Finn still doesn't have the Ray. And now it should be easy cleanup for T1, and they will be sending us all the way here on New Junk City. Tied up 2-2. Rays are equal. Donghak with a downpour advantage. Pelican obviously now gets that Blade advantage as Zest used it in the previous fight. Eyes onto Pelican. He's been good for him so far. T1 are going to get the early hold here. The point doesn't unlock for 25 seconds still, though, so there will be a fight before the point unlocks. T1 maybe even have the option to go early here if they want. Just try and throw the downpour, disrupt some of this. Pelican doesn't quite have the Blade to combo with the Ray yet, so could just be a Ray trade before anything happens, because Zeta Division look like they want to walk. They don't want to give the flip for free, so it's a speed ring around the corner. They go through. Pressure on. Pelican gets taken down by Donghak. Now the downpour is out on top. It's locked them down again. The downpour's huge. And T1 have crushed this Ray fight thanks to Donghak. Zeta Division, they didn't want to let the point flip go over for free, so they take the fight first, or fight before they have the Blade for Rally and his other ults to throw in. And Donghak hits another huge downpour. It was an 0 for 2 to start with, but these last two have been fight-winning downpours, and now T1 in a good situation, in control of this final point. Alpha Yi coming back with Rally, Pelican back with the Blade. But they can hold forward here, T1. You can see him harassing both sides. Donghak wants to play for trades here, get onto this backline. Pelican walks forward as it comes through. Banar is fully walled. It's perfect. He misses the rotation. The rest of Zeta Division are on point. They're trying to flip the cap. The touch comes through, and now Donghak can take it over. They're going to rally. Alpha Yi wants to win this. They have no tank. More pressure onto Alpha Yi. Zeta Division get the flip. Donghak dives above him. Pelican has the Blade. No tank, no problem. Pelican goes in, but he can't find the final slash. Skew takes him down. Zest now over the top, and T1 are cleaning it up. Just a couple of players left now. They're going to deal with it. Zeta Division, they saw an opportunity. They tried to use the Rally Blade to overturn the tank disadvantage. But Skewed, just too slippery, just too far away. And now T1 one fight away from taking a 2-map lead in this all-important semi-final. Skewed is going to have a rally for it. Zeta Division have nothing. They have a cage if the fight goes long, but T1 don't want to let the fight go long. They want to drop this rally, get a blade, get a downpour mid-fight, finish it right here and now. They're holding close, wall onto Bernard. So much damage. He's been one shot out the choke. No chance to reset. Out for you fools. And T1 are going to cruise to this New Junk City victory at the end here. Downpour thrown out by Donghak. There's no one even left to downpour. And T1 have devastated them on that final point. Good to see you, Amma. Have a safe trip. Good games today in all regions. Yeah, but I just got one shot. So you've seen there's obviously a lot of the time when people think about Hazard in a lot of these comps, they think about the Hazard sort of finding this engaged timing, you know, put a wall behind a squishy or something, try and hit your meat shots with your shotgun, stuff like this. Thank you, Rebanner. Yeah, my wife does know what Overwatch is, but I reckon I know more about it than her. What was I saying? So yeah, Hazard. So normally like downpour land on a backline and hit the squishies right, but we see T1 doing like another version of the wall. Like a lot of the time when Zeta are trying to do these big rotations, so saying there's like a choke point here or something, and Zeta Division are trying to go through. Obviously, they don't just want to 5-man rotate, or they'll get walled immediately and their squishies will get caught. So you see Bernard trying to sort of poke his way in first, use the fact that Malga has 2 hands and 2 guns, just to try and poke out this. But what's happening when that happens is the Malga walks through the choke, there's a little wall behind, and then it is just 5 people bursting this Malga down. And then Bernard either gets one shot, like we saw in that final fight, or he loses so much HP that he basically has to run out. And because their tank is so low and they need to heal him up, it makes it so hard to retake these chokes from the Zeta Division side. I think in many ways, the answer to this... Let me just turn this music down a little bit. The answer to this might be to try and play wider retakes, more angles, have the Brig support the Freya in, or the Brig support the Genji in on some of these angles. But you've got to be very careful against the Hazard comp. Because one thing that the Hazard is a little bit better at the Malga at in a lot of situations is if there's, let's say you're holding point, let's say this bridge point, for example, and there's a Freya here, and then there's like, I was going to do 3-4, but let's say 3 people here or something. There's 3 people here right next to me, and then there's like a Freya Brig here or something. What the Hazard team can do, if I use yellow for the Hazard team, is if the Hazard team are just sort of holding this choke, they have the opportunity to just use the speed ring, use the Hazard mobility, and just pick one of the sides. Just take a 5v3 or a 5v2. Which is why Zeta Division are trying to play more stacked on these retakes. But they need to try and find a bit of a middle ground, I think, here, Zeta Division, where they still have some kind of angle to poke this out. Because right now, they're not able to clear Donghak or put any pressure on Donghak or Zest before they walk through these chokes. And it means they're in such a difficult situation. Now, they just get crushed. Like, how many of these fights were kind of like this? I know some of these are ult exchanges, but I feel like so much of it actually... so much of it actually was these choke fights just being quite efficient for T1. If anything, a lot of the success Zeta Division had came as a result of T1's overinvestment in first point. Can I draw a smiley face? Yeah. Draw a smiley face. It's a goofy one. But that's what people look like. Yeah, that's actually exactly what I was drawing, Gigalore. Arissa ban paying dividends. Yeah, you're right, Fluorite. We talked about it a bit at the start, didn't we? That maybe actually... well, we talked about it a bit at the start as like maybe it'll actually hamper T1. But it did not at all. Actually, yeah, if anything, you're right. Maybe I was skeptical for T1 ban, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe taking the Orisa away actually made it easier for them. Surprised there was never a moment where Zeta Division also just considered the mirror. just take the Hazard Mirror instead. I don't know if there was something of like if I look at it from Zeta Division's point of view, right? How does that map actually go for you? Is you lose first point, okay. But then you win 2 points in a row. But for a reason they actually won those next 2 points, I think it was less about comp and more just about good ult use from Zeta Division. Like T1 blew their load all on first point, right? When that, was it 4 ult fight to close out first point? And then they just got snowballed for 2 points in terms of Zeta Division just being very clean and efficient with their ult situations. So then I don't know if that ends up like sort of deceiving you, or if you're Zeta Division, deceiving you into thinking everything's going fine in terms of it, even though you're actually only winning ult advantage fights for the most part. Just checking if we have any... Did my voice just crack a little bit? I'm still going through puberty. I think 16 teams are invited, Westy, but also I think anyone can go. You just won't be funded to go. But 16 teams are going to be invited. But if I'm not mistaken, they all have to pay their own way as well. No one is funded, even if you qualify. So even if you're like Team Falcons, for example, and you're invited, you still have to pay your own way. Obviously, in Falcon's situation, I don't think we'll be running into too much of a problem. Invite is Kappa, basically. I presume you'd get better seeding, right, in the last chance to qualify. Now, if you're just a team, if you're just, honestly, like, grab your 5 mates and go if you want. But if you just grab your 5 mates and go and play, you'll probably come in unseeded. Whereas if you are Falcons, you come in with, like, one of the Korea seedings, I guess. So that's, like, the only advantage of actually being invited. OWCS Season 2? They've drawn the whole gang. Thank you, Powered by Caffeine. And thank you, Chris, for keeping it real. Alright, Runa Sappy the choice from Zeta Division as they look to try and get a bit of a foothold in this series. Genji ban coming in as well. Trying to force a Tracer Mirror then. T1 though, still a tank ban available. Yeah, T1 going to ban the Mauga here. So now my guess is this is going to be the Orisa. We're going to see like Orisa Bap Lucio type mirror. Probably Tracer Freya or Tracer Cass or something. Is Mauga the meta in these maps, or is it teams that don't like the meta trying something different? It feels like on a lot of these ground maps, like the New Junk City-esque ones, it feels like Ram, Orisa, Mauga all kind of in play depending on the team. I feel like Orisa is probably the best of all of those. Orisa also particularly good into the Mauga. The normal way this works in terms of those 3 tanks is like an Orisa good into the Mauga good into the Ram. And actually, the Orisa's pretty good into the Mauga as well. So it's not quite a full cycle, which is probably why I feel like, in my head, I feel like the Orisa should be the strongest out of this. But obviously, the Orisa was banned on that previous map, which is why Zeta tried to find, like, the next best option. That's not perfect either, because obviously we see Hazard and other stuff get involved in this. Okay, so yeah, it looks like this Orisa mirror is in play here. Obviously, probably, would I say Bernard's best? I don't know if it's Bernard's best hero, but I think he is the best Orisa. Donghak no slouch either, though, and T1 have a 2-map advantage. Remember, this is the important one. Well, they're all important today. Winner of each game gets direct qualification to the Esports World Cup. So what are you saying is play Orisa all the time? You've got it, Twisted Umbrella. You've got it. Alright, let's get these predictions closed. People are at 64% for T1. Donghak's actually gone Hazard. It's a Hazard Venture as well here. So this, in theory, this is going to make Bap's life so hard for Thin, actually. Bernard now needs to probably play a little bit to meet the tank here. Donghak goes over the wall. Flora's going to avoid that one. Wall comes out from Donghak. Maybe not exactly where he wants it. You see Bernard immediately turns onto that tank. The spear to knock him out of block. And they do survive here. And a lot of the neutral's going to come down to that interaction. Because there we see Donghak just go first tempo, essentially, right? As soon as he thinks he's got a good setup, over the wall, and he is in. And Zeta's going to come flying in as well. So, Bernardo has all his cooldowns. Finn has Lamp, Finn has Shift. Lots of ways to survive all of this. Now Donghak's going to go on to Bull, and it's going to be, Kiri, Lucio, Bull. So a very different look now coming out from T1. This is going to be similar to what we saw them play on Ilios, where it's going to be a lot about cycles. Can they force down cooldowns early? Particularly the Bat Lamp is the big one to keep your eye on here. Zeta Division, on the other hand, they can just win through point. If they keep forcing point here, Zeta Division, someone has to touch from T1. And T1 don't want to touch point with this comp. They want their Bull to set up and hit the backline. And they want Zest to be able to combine with that as well. I think it's actually going to be Zest who's going to take over a lot of the point responsibility. But they found Alpha Yi out of nothing. Now the burrow underneath, and Donghak just harassing them. But they're sort of all fall apart right now. Banara's going to be the last one alive. He gets one trade, but not a lot. And T1 are going to immediately regain control of this point. Flora's going to go over onto the cast now. Better matchup into the Bull. They want to make his life hard. Even possible, Pelican can actually go Sombra if he wants. Might be overkill, though. We'll see how they get on with the cast. Again, Donghak is in the skybox. Have they found him? No is the answer. They're going to try and go inside. This makes it harder for Donghak to find value on the Bull. I think they spotted him as well right now. Donghak's looking for his next timing. Proud in the trees. Bowler is good. Lamp comes out. He's going to be so low, but it actually kills Finn through it. They've killed Vigilante in the meantime, though. They're still trying to walk forward Zeta Division, but without that Baptiste, their main source of healing is gone. And I really think at this point... Whoa, Bernard's going to Terror Surge? Wait, it's just winning it. I thought it was over. I thought it was over, but it's not. Bernard's just going to clean it up. He spots the opportunity. After Finn died so early, I thought it was curtains, but never mind. I started preparing for the next fight, but I called it too soon. Bernard turns it around. And now they can start playing through point. They can collect Finn from spawn. T1 about to have the mines, the beat, the Kitsune rush, all to engage. Zeta's going to take over point responsibility again. Donghak is behind right now. Pelican has eyes on him. The roll through and the mines. Lamp onto Flora right now. Booped, but not dead. They all survive the initial mine engage. Now the beat comes out. Shuda's going to match that one as well. Vigi nearly has the Kitsune rush. The window is out from Finn. He's trying to pocket everyone. Tectonic shock being used as well. No kills for Zest in that, though. He's been forced underground, but more pressure onto Finn. They keep going with the Kitsune rush. And the beat Kitsune rush. Just too much in the end for Zeta Division to survive. And these are the big timings. Where they have any support up to T1, that is their push timing. They start by mirroring the beats, and then the Kitsune rush to keep going. And there's nothing they can do to keep Finn alive during all of that. Donghak's going to set up early again. Neither team has got the checkpoint, but T1 will be threatening it with this next fight. Proud playing this long angle as well. Pelican has now gone Sombra, so all of a sudden Donghak's life will get very difficult right now. He can not only be cleared, but he can really be killed now by this comp of Zeta Division. And they need to do that. They need to relieve some of this pressure on Finn, because he is getting traded every fight right now in the Baptiste. Flora's going to try and clear the ball a little bit right now, but he's mainly shooting blanks, honestly. Now he's going to keep forcing him out now. Pocket from Alfie to clear that one. Banara's taking a bit of space on point, but he's having to duck behind that car. He's half HP already. He needs that pocket coming through. Heinen is available as they retake coast. Bowler is out. Onto Flora. Kills him, actually, right now. The lamp was out, but it was for Alfie. And again, they're picked apart as they try and rotate forward. Banara's going to die on point. But this is going to be a significant lead for T1 now. Oh, a late trade maybe? He's going to Terror Surge for it? Bernard Terror Surge. Is he going Diva or something? Yeah, it's a Brig swap as well. Presumably Diva as well with that Terror Surge investment. He's sick at Orisa. Oh my god. No way he's sick at Orisa. He's actually cooked. He's actually cooked. He really wanted the trade. The Brig will help a lot here. This comp now from Zeta Division is now so anti-ball, they should be able to survive. A Javelin onto Donghak to clear him out initially. Zest is going to try and set a burrow up underneath. Zoning the backline. Flora's going to try and poke back out. More pressure onto him. And T1 are about to have this very scary double support ult timing as well. How on earth is Zeta Division going to survive this next onslaught if T1 get these ults? Mines behind, Flora in trouble. Flashbang denies him a little bit though, so doesn't get the perfect setup, but Zest has found the kill onto Alpha E regardless. And now, as soon as one part of the backline breaks, the rest of it does as well. And Zest able to set up the flank. Pelican does trade for ball, so Zeta Division's comp, it does what it's designed to do. It kills the ball, but at the expense of everything else. And now T1 have got a significant lead, and the support ults to finish this. Pelican needs to find EMP value just to keep him alive. Zest is camping his top right-hand side here. Flora's about to walk out. Checks one corner. Doesn't find anything. Donghack's going to try and come. Baiting that one. There's a Lucio there as well. Send him for a ride. Flora's destroyed right now. Bernard has control of point, but look at Zest immediately back. Takes responsibility. And Zest playing for Venture here. Oh, he's going to dive into this window. He drops a tectonic shock. There's a lot of damage. He gets underneath. Window is out, but they are all over this backline. And that should just be the finish right now. Finn will be the last one to die on point. Taken for a little bit of a juggle from Zest. And now T1, they still have this double support ult. And you're seeing here the power of Adventure. It's freeing up Donghack. So often when you play ball on these push maps, the ball ends up wasting so much time contesting the point and doing that. Now instead, Donghack is freed up by this Venture pick to dive for backline. EMP available for Pelican coming back right now. And T1 needs something to start going their way. Oh, sorry, Zeta Division needs something to start coming their way. Pelican needs to find value with this. Continue rush around the corner. Immediate EMP. Vigilante gets shut down by that one. So you're just going to drop the beat, and it's only a one-person beat. I didn't see exactly what happened there, but a disaster double support ult from T1. And Zeta Division, they had to use everything for that. EMP, rally, all used. But they're back in it. At least from an economical standpoint. They have a chance, but it's a long way back. Alfie is coming back on Lucio now, so leaning away from the Brig. Obviously, the Brig not a great matchup into the Venture. Slam comes through. Flora's going to hinder that one in response. Pressure onto Finn, but they rotate away from it. Alfie is trying to mark it. Badara's going to take over anchoring point. Zest is underneath, looking for him. Doesn't find anything great. Finn's going to jump out, but he jumps straight into that one, and he is taken into the mines. Tilled immediately, and again, the backline fall for Zeta Division. They cannot survive these engages. Donghack gets a late baby David kill with the mines as well. Absolute dunk from Zest onto Finn there. Pelican is going to go Tracer. Zeta Division, they are searching for answers. They are searching for a way to try and live and survive in these situations. But the BAP cast just feel so vulnerable to these. Zeta Division running out of time as we enter the final 2 minutes. Window nearly available for Finn. Part of the problem with this comp... Oh, they actually catch Zest unburrowing. Yeah, Zest makes a mess of his cooldowns there, and they get a free opening pick. A chance now. They should be able to clear up this Freya late behind. Proud is behind, but Finn's under more pressure. He lands himself. He lands on the side. Full Matrix as well. They still get the kill here, T1, but they trade everything for it. Pocket coming through onto Flora as well. The Diva making a difference here. You can see Bernard's impact as a peel unit for his backline here. They still lose Finn. But picks like that will go a long way. The danger for Zeta is this double support ult timing is coming up again for T1. Peel unit. Alright, Donghack's coming flying over the top again. Just taking attention. Bernard has eyes on that as well. Walking up a bit. Donghack's down to half HP, but Proud with the opening pick. Nothing is going right for Zeta. They're going to drop the window. The slam comes in. The flashbang is out. They are all walking forward. High noon used as well. The burrow there. The Matrix on top. Zest has to get out. The B push over top. But now the Kitsune rush is coming. They kill Proud though, actually. Kitsune rush from Vigi. They want to end this fight here and now. Lamp is good from Finn, but there's more and more pressure. Flora's got a second kill. Finn and it's just about surviving. Finn and Flora will eventually die. Donghack's going to clean up too, but they trade for kills. Vigilante still with the high ground here. Flora is so low. Waiting for that passive regen to come through. Donghack has found him, though. It's going to be a late kill. Now the slam comes through. Zeta Division, they have sort of won this fight, but they're not going to gain any meters off it. Zeta Division down to their final 40 seconds, or they are going to face a free map deficit. Double DPS ult available for T1. Donghack in the skybox. He's pinging Pelican right now, letting him know where they all are. You see how far back Finn is playing. He's scared of this engage. It's going to be a slam onto the Lucio instead with how far Finn is back. They come round. Bernard is trying to contain the backline. Deal with that. Pelican has marked the ball. He's taking care of that. But the Tectonic Shock has killed Alfie. Looking for more kills now. Onto the Baptiste as well. Tectonic Shock out. Can't Matrix that one. It comes through the ground. Pelican is forced to recall. We're about to enter overtime. Bernard has the self-destruct. He needs to get back into this mech. He can't afford to go down here, but he does. Self-destruct is out. Finds nothing. Pelican can get one late touch. He can't even get that late touch. Vigi shuts him down. 3 in a row for T1. Wow. Felt really hard for Finn. I'm not sure why there was never an option where they just went like Diva, Kiri, Lucio or something. Because we saw it, right? Like Finn's dying every fight. But we're seeing some of these from Finn's POV or from like or from Viventure or Bull's POV on T1 side. And how hard does it look for Finn, right? Like it's an absolute onslaught onto Finn. So, I don't know. It just feels like the comp was designed really well. Finn's having to do so much to try and keep Flora alive as well. And it's just really hard. I mean, I thought the Brig was better. I mean, you sort of see as we went through that, you see Zeta's thinking of like, okay, the ball is causing us problems. So let's go Cass, Sombra, Bap, Brig. So now we can deal with the ball. But what happens sometimes when you over-counter a hero with your comp is you stop being able to do anything else. So you can kill the ball, sure, you can contain the ball, stop him getting the value, but then all of a sudden, is Proud just really free? Is Zest actually having a really good time playing into this comp as well, you know? So that's why I think we saw Alpha go back to Lucio and Bernard over to the Diva. You can see them trying to sort of find that balance of able to deal with the ball, but still able to play the game. And they just clearly didn't have an answer to that. I mean, credit to T1, though. I really liked their style. You know, using Viventure as a point anchor, I think is like a clever adaptation that frees up Donghack to get loads of value. Donghack is forcing all these cooldowns. And we saw it. There was maybe one time we were on Zest POV where I think we maybe saw like his full playstyle in play. Where, I mean, this was a great kill. But basically is they start with control of payload. So let's just say the payload is here or something. And Zest starts here. Meanwhile, Donghack is going to start in some bullshit position right behind them. Then as Zeta Division try and take control of point, what's going to happen is Zest is going to be able to go... Let me get yellow back. So Zest is going to be able to try and find some sort of setup engage. He's going to maybe burrow underneath and try and hit this backline at the same time as Donghack does. They go for that hit. This forces the lap. This puts Alpha and Flora Finn into all sorts of danger. And then when they do that, Zest is going to try and go for a play with his unburrow. Maybe he finds something, maybe he doesn't. But then what Zest does is he comes back to point. So then we saw Bernard just anchoring point on the Orisa a lot, right? Like just contesting this robot, taking control of it. But the problem is he would be able to gain like a couple of meters, but then Zest would just be back. And obviously the Orisa can kill the Venture, but Zest can really stall it out. You know, he's getting pocket, he's able to burrow underneath. All the time as well, like we talk about all Nis pressure onto the backline, etc. All the time this is happening, bloody Proud is just standing here on Freya. Just you know, shooting. Even if he's just shooting the tank, he's getting value, you know, he's making it hard. And all of a sudden, Zeta are forced to play an entirely reactive style. And it's hard to play a reactive style. It's sort of, in kind of since we went to Overwatch 2, since we went to like 5v5, it's very hard to play a reactive style a lot of the time. Like, we were able to do it in, maybe not since Overwatch 2, maybe that's too far back. But maybe since the Season 9 changes, I feel like the reactive style's gotten a little bit harder. I mean, yeah, I like the nitty-gritty demon. I mean, I like it. I like the comp. Thoughts on this music? Yeah. It's classic Overwatch music, no? Is nitty or gritty more important? The gritty is more important. Is it not? Is it new? It's new for last Taco. Okay. Good either way. But yeah, so what do I do if I'm Zeta Division now? I can't. I need to. What mode are we on? Is it escort left? Oh, Escort and Hybrid left, right? Ooh, Circuit. Yeah. Yeah, it probably has to be, doesn't it? Should have been map 2. I mean, you're right about that, Unbound. Should have been map 2. Just forfeit? Why have a Pred still 50-50? I imagine because people are expecting us to go to Circuit Royale, and then therefore it's going to be a good map. Good map for Zeta Division in theory. Is there a reason why Hybrid and Escort are always being played last? I don't know, honestly, because I think our approach very much in London, and I think for a lot of the Western teams, when it comes to which maps to pick in what order, is because the modes like Hybrid and Escort have a greater spectrum of maps in terms of we can have Circuit Royale and also a Dorado and also a Gibraltar, right? Maps that favor very different styles of comps. Now, most of the time you want to pick Escort and Hybrid first because what you do is you get to pick a good map for you. That might be really, say you have a dive team, you get to go to Gibraltar. But also, by picking Gibraltar, you stop the other team picking Circuit Royale, which I think is the theory that a lot of Western teams have been operating under. But Korea never really seems to have bought into that. More often than not, in Korea, we normally see Flashpoint and Push picked first, even though a lot of the time they're quite similar maps. So, I honestly don't think it's any good. Like, I think it's just worse from the Korean teams. But with maybe the exception, I mean, I know Zeta Division did it here, but like we went through a while where we'd see Zeta Division pick King's Row quite a lot as their first choice map. But it feels like the Korean teams just don't buy into this, I guess, that theory. Alright, Zeta Division. Venture ban. T1 with the Alari ban in response here. I guess they're scared of like a slower version of like a Bap Alari type thing. Obviously pretty good for Alpha and Finn, sure. Doesn't feel like the most impactful, but... Or when the map is mirrored, the better team just wins. TF2 theory, that one. Alright, so are we just going to see, like, Orisa? Yeah, Orisa direction. Full mirror. Full mirror for now. Obviously, we'll see what the attackers choose to do. Zeta Division are on the ropes. They need to reverse sweep. There's no other way to dress this up. T1 are on the verge of qualifying for the Esports World Cup. And it's going to be an Orisa, Sim, Bap, Lucio, Mirror. Zeta Division are probably happy with this. I mean, maybe at the current state of play, Zeta Division aren't happy about anything right now, but on paper, they will be happy with this comp matchup. It's a strong comp for them. They're going to start on the attack here. They're going to get the car up to the corner, then look to try and rotate through this corridor. This corridor can be very difficult to turn. Sim TP underneath. It's just a bit of a bait TP, though. It's actually full Bernard. Oh, sorry, full Dongak. He's moved away from a choke, and Pelican walks around and gets the one shot there. Jukes from Pelican Mind Games creates space at the choke with Deceit, but Zest is still all in. They're trading the kills out here, but the trades will be good for the attackers, and this will do for Zeta Division. It's not the prettiest, it's not the best, but it'll do. Smart play from Pelican there. The little fake TP underneath to pull the attention. Opens up the choke point. Donghack falls for the bait. And now they'll be able to get it up to this next corner. Obviously, retake will be pretty quick, actually, from T1 since they have the speed and the TP. Window is going to be up slightly earlier for Finn. Quicker Bowler, ever so slightly for Flora. But Bowler's windows both up in these fights. DPS trying to take that 2v1 with Proud. He is getting a Lucio pocket right now, but not the heaviest pocket. Gonna take the Jewel out in the air. 1 bolt, 2 bolt. He's so low. Can't find the kill onto Flora, though. Proud's got him contained right now, but Finn is ready to swing with this window. Where's he going with this window? He's trying to go through the house, actually. He drops a window, the lamp, though. It doesn't save Bernard. It's too late. A classic no-lamp challenge and a disaster for him here. The window trade goes massively in favor of T1, and it should be straightforward cleanup for him at the end of that. Seemed a little bit of hesitation there in Finn's move. He moved inside like he was going to try and get like a sort of surprise window, try and one-shot someone, but hesitated for a second, and hesitation is a killer in Overwatch. And now T1 have established their forward hold once again. Ult situation looking very equal, all things considered. Flora still has this bowler though, which he can combine with Bernard's Terror Surge, which can be very powerful, especially in these symbol fights. For now, a Sim TP to the low ground just to try and keep their position. TP to flip though, but they actually flipped it! T1 have again been juked by the TP. They are just behind in these games. The symbol is atrocious from Zest. It's so much better from Pelican. They do get the touch, but they are in so much danger of C9ing. Skewed, the beat is difficult as well. The beat comes off, catches everyone, so does Alpha Yeez. Now, the bowler is out. The Terror Surge is there from Donghak, finds nothing. Bernard still has his one. Donghak is on life support, burns it, but he kills the Sim. The Sim kill's so important. Not out of the woods yet, but the cap has gone through. They forced it, and again T1 are juked by the TPs. They might even get all the cleanup here, actually. It's just Bernard and Alfie left. Bernard might be able to... No, won't be able to find another kill. Will die, and T1 will be able to establish on the high ground. So Zeta Division, a bit of a break there because they actually lost the long fight. Obviously, Bernard would have invested the Terror Surge if they didn't see 9. So there was still a chance for him to win cleanly off that, but gets to save the ult and now has a chance to use this one. Vici has the window, but the Terror Surge is a really good ult for going through that window right now. So Bernard can play aggressively once they get close enough. And that's going to be the initial challenge for Zeta Division. Coming through this low ground, not having their lamp force, not losing it in anyone. You can see Proud of this big off angle. The Sim TP will help. They are underneath right now, but they are still under a lot of duress right now. Donghak's going to get that kill onto Flora, and now they want to push forward with player advantage. Finn's going to try and turn with the window from inside again. Forces T1 to take a back step, but they've just disengaged this window, so they've got a kill, and they forced an ult out for free. Dream situation for T1 right now. Now they have their own window for this cross as well. Skew's going to make his way over to pocket Proud on the flank a little bit here. They are 4 people underneath right now, Zeta Division. They still have this Terror Surge, but no chance to use it just yet. Flora's on a big old flank underneath, though, but T1 have taken a back step, so there's no great angle or flank position here for Flora. He can go through the window when he has his next cooldown, but it's going to be a window first. Window, the ult, that is, from Vigi, and they push forward and kill Flora with that one. No response yet from Zeta Division. Not a chance to use any of these ults. They have TP behind. Where is Zeta Division going now? TP to chase him here from T1, pushing for player advantage all over Finn. Lamp is out, Javelin's out of it. Bernard goes for the Terror Surge, forces the Lamp out in response. They continue to push forward, but no kills. Bernard finally gets one, but it might be all he's going to get. A little bit of help here, actually. Alfie was still in there trying to find a trade, but nothing doing. And honestly, the TPs were perfect for Zeta Division on the first point. These ones on second, they both just ended up in sort of awkward positions behind as 4 players. And T1 are winning these fights so efficiently. They still have all their big ultimates. Zeta struggling to charge a few of these as well. Proud will continue to harass on the other side. Sim TP is out. Pelican's 1 HP, has to be careful, but they do get through to the point. Flora's going to try and go top left right now. TP in, symbol out from Zest. Pelican doesn't have the mirror for it yet right now. They push forward. They crush Finn, but B is late from Alpha Yi. Huge disadvantage now for Zeta Division. They're going to invest more. The bowler actually goes in as well from both teams, but the damage might already be done. Zeta Division going to fall over here, and this second point has been flat. They get the symbol out at least. They get the beat for symbol. It's not the worst trade in the world. They have the symbol to work with now. The problem is if I'm T1, because Zeta Division have to come underneath me, and they have to do these difficult rotations, even when Pelican drops the symbol, we can just press this beat and Terror Surge, and we can go kill Finn. If anything, they sort of need for TP to maybe give Finn an escape here to this as well. They need to do a lot here, Zeta Division, to deal with this beat Terror Surge push. They're trying to go for a coast push initially. Donghak responds to that one. Flora's going to get caught on the flank. They have a bit of space in main, but the window is back out from Vigilante. It's quite early, actually, but Proud still has this off angle, so he's just going to pick him off in the back. Lamp doesn't save him. Pelican has to commit the Simwolf with a clutch, but there's no one left alive. They're just going to get mowed down right now. The Simwolf does nothing. The flank is shut down. Bernard's going to find one late kill, but he is just in the mincemeat here. He's getting fried from all sides. Victory, Terror Surge for Donghak. 1 foot into the Esports World Cup already, T1. All they need to do is beat this distance to secure their spot. And they had no answer. Good answers on first point to Zeta's credit, but no answers at all on second. Tough, tough, tough now for Zeta Division. Now, if you want the cope, Shambali first is pretty holdable in this type of mirror. You know, full holds are really not out of the question. If anything, I know it looked quite straightforward for Zeta Division, but there were some big outplays here in terms of TP mind games. So there's hope for Zeta, but there's not a lot of hope. Gonna be looking like we're gonna get more of the same mirror as well. Zeta not changing anything in terms of lineup. But they need something to start going their way. If I'm Zeta right now, what I'm talking about is look, it was just for fight. It's just such a hard second point. We died on the rotations, etc, etc, etc. The actual fights themselves, the neutrals, everything like that, didn't feel too bad. Zeta need an almighty turn of fortunes now. If they lose here, Zeta Division, they can still qualify for the Esports World Cup, but their fate is out of their hands for a moment. They need Crazy Raccoon to win the next one. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Zeta Division, they're not out of it yet. They're holding on to the high ground for now, as T1 are going to move for payload in this first corner. And then that's the decision time for T1. Do they try a TP flip? Do they try and just walk up this corridor? What's the play? They are all floating around underneath. Eyes on Zest. Looking for his opening. They can't move for payload anymore. It's a TP flip, actually. They want to just take the high ground fight, and Finn is caught. He has to lamp so early into this. Finn has been deleted. Not ready for the flip. Full beam is up from Pelican, but without that Baptiste pocket, he is going to fall. And now T1 have made short work of this first hold. And look at this window advantage as well. The snowball possibility is there for T1. They can set up forward. They can window early. They can force these cooldowns out from Bernard, and then they can just keep forcing point. Pocket Zest onto that Orisa and just take over. Zeta Division, maybe do something creative. Maybe even aggressive, like try and TP through the window or something. They're going to slow it down on the corner for now, and Flora's going to play this big off angle on the left. It's been a relatively quiet series from Flora, all things considered. They need for Skip to come up trumps for him now as Zeta Division try and cling on to their playoff hopes. TP onto the high ground for flip, though. Zeta are going to try and flip the map right back, though. They've pivoted and traded positions, but it's Proud who wins the duel off screen on Flora. Now the window at the choke, and Zeta Division, they have to disengage, but this means the payload is going to move away. They've lost both their DPS as well, and it is looking big, big trouble for Zeta Division. And remember, the second point attack was a disaster for Zeta Division. So they now have 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and look where this box is. They have to win every fight from here on, Zeta Division. And T1 are looking to secure themselves that Esports World Cup spot. Proud is on the flank again, do they know? He's got his eyes top right, but Zeta Division, they're all coming through main right now. They need to touch the payload. Look, the box is nearly going in as ready, so Proud's going to get this flank for free. Do they know? Flora just spot him early, actually. So Proud has to play a little bit more passive, but still firing bolts in. B comes through from Skew to try and go through Thing's window right now. They're all over him. Simwall on the top. Terror Surge as well. The ult advantage is huge. Beat from Alpha. Yi saves a couple, but Pelican dies 97. Now Terror Surge from Banara needs to do everything, and it does nothing. He only gets 1 kill out of it, and T1 player advantage. It's just Alpha Yi. He can't do it. The payload is going to get tapped in. The Simwall from spawn. T1 have obliterated Zeta Division. Get themselves to the playoff final. Get themselves to the Esports World Cup. And after their recent string of results, you cannot say it's not deserved. T1 looking like, really, maybe the strongest team in the world. Honestly, right? Recent results, hard to argue. How long are the breaks between games? Probably like, not like 15 minutes maybe. We'll have like we'll have player interviews and stuff. Maybe a bit closer to 20 minutes. Dildox are number 1. All right, T1 fans eating well there. Ample time for some marbles. Nice try. We'll do marbles tomorrow because we got some codes to give away from a raid. They made a lowlights video. All right, let me get a drink. Let me go to the toilet, get myself ready. Then we can watch the Heartchain lowlights video. Sleepy mods. Well, I imagine Juby is in a very dark place right now after that Zeta performance. So I'll cash for Preds. Poor Juby. Have you even seen Playoff T? They scale, bold claiming, calling T1 the best team in the world. Good shout, says Chrissy. Maybe Chrissy knows something we don't. Who could have guessed dropping the GOAT of Overwatch and putting your best EVS player on Lucio would have been the move? So let's go to the playoff. Let me update it so it's in. So Esports World Cup qualification wise, Crazy Raccoon are in because they won stage 1 major, if we remember. T1 are now in. 2 spots in total from Korea. So T1 have now secured their spot. We're going to get in this AG versus Crazy Raccoon game now. And basically, let me just turn this down. Quieten down highlights. The way this works now is it's pretty simple. If AG win, they qualify, right? They just qualify and nice and easy. And Zeta Division will have to go to the last chance qualifier. If Crazy Raccoon win, so if the bracket ends up looking like this, what will happen is Crazy Raccoon already have the spot, T1 will have the spot, but what will happen is AG versus Zeta will basically become a winner goes to Esports World Cup, loser goes to last chance qualifier. So if you're a Zeta Division fan, what you are rooting for right now is you need Crazy Raccoon to win. You need Crazy Raccoon to win to give yourself a chance tomorrow in that third place match. If you're AG, obviously, it's a bit simpler. You're rooting for your team to win. Alright, so let me leave you with the interviews and the highlights and stuff. And then let me grab a drink, top up. I've got a sandwich as well, so I'll get my sandwich. And then we can watch some lowlights as well. Alright, be right back, everyone.
빈 선수를 많이 괴롭혔는데 아까 경기 시작 전에 화장실에 갔는데 빈 선수를 만났어요.
네.
제가 미리 말을 해놨습니다. 혜진아, 너만 죽여줄게 그냥. 그래서
이미 데스노트에 적어놨다.
네, 그래서 빈 선수가 저한테 이러더라고요.
뭐라고요?
우리 죽여봐. 그래서 저를 그냥 죽여줬어요. 네.
죽여달라고 했기에 죽여줬을 뿐이다 라고 깔끔하게 말씀해 주셨습니다. 그리고 이제는 동학 선수, 섭텐까지 모두 마스터한 모습을 보여주고 있습니다. 영웅폭이 말도 안 되는데요. 이렇게까지 나아갈 수 있었던 이유가 있나요?
약간 다른 팀 탱커 선수들은 약간 투탱으로 좀 시간이 좀 나눠서 연습하는데 저희는 제가 원탱이라 남들 연습할 시간 동안 제가 더 많이 연습할 수 있었던 것 같아서 영웅폭도 좀 엄청 늘고 실력도 는 것 같습니다.
네, 그렇습니다. 오히려 원탱 체제임에도 불구하고 뒤로 갈수록 집중력이 더 좋아지는 모습 보여주더라고요. 그리고 오늘 제스 선수와 벤처 볼 호흡이 장난 아니었어요. 이상적인 탱 딜 조합을 보여주고 있는데요. 이게 다 동학식 코딩이 있었기 때문이 아닌가 생각이 듭니다. 팀원들 어떻게 코딩 시켰나요?
저 다른 선수들은 막 만지진 않았고
네.
제가 제스 선수를 약간 스테이지 1부터
사정없이 만졌나요?
엄청 바꿨어요. 마인드를 그냥 바꿔버렸습니다. 제스 선수의 마인드를.
어떻게 바꿨는데요?
한 제스 선수 살짝 소극적인 면이 있었는데 현우야 너 그냥 대상역이다. 진짜 과감하게 해라.
아, 네.
박으면서 해야 는다. 이러면서 제스 선수가 박으면서 하더니 감도 잘 잡고 엄청 잘해줬어요 지금은.
야, 이게 다 동학식 코딩이 있었기 때문이다. 박으면서 해라라고. 너 잘한다. 아, 이렇게 또 격려를 했기 때문이 아닐까 싶습니다. 아, 그리고 좀 팀 내에서 이제 T1 어떤 선수가 주로 콜을 하는지도 궁금한데요. 좀 과묵한 동학 씨가 좀 하시나요?
네, 앞라인에서는 제가 좀 많이 하는 것 같고 백라인에서는 스퀴드 선수랑 비질란테 선수가 많이 이끌어주는 것 같아요.
근데 또 더 깊이 들어가서 궁금한 게 가끔 콜이 갈릴 때가 있잖아요. 내가 맞다, 너가 맞다 할 때가 있는데 이럴 땐 어떻게 하나요?
오늘 1세트 때도 사실 좀 갈린 게 좀 있었는데 저랑 제이스 선수랑 살짝 보는 게 달랐어요. 그래서 제가 제이스 선수한테 한마디 했습니다.
뭐라고요?
네, 방송이라 그대로는 말을 못하는데
네, 살짝 이렇게 순화시켜서 부탁드려요.
입 조용히 해 이런 식으로.
꾹꾹댁 이렇게.
네.
네, 그렇습니다. 조용히 해라고 기강을 간단히 잡아서 이렇게 4대0까지 승리로 왔던 것 같습니다. 말씀을 하고 싶으시면 POTM에 오시면 돼요. 이렇게 동아씨처럼. 그렇습니다. 자, 그리고 냉철한 분석 타임이 찾아왔어요. 다음 경기 어떤 팀이 이길까요?
요즘 에이지도 좀 폼이 많이 올라오긴 했는데 냉정하게 보면 라쿤이 한 4대1 정도로 이기지 않을까.
4대1 정도로.
네.
It's a long interview.
자, 이렇게 박사님의 분석까지 맞춰봤습니다. 자, 이렇게 오늘 첫 번째 경기 승리팀 T1의 동학 선수와 인터뷰는 여기서 마치도록 하고요. 저희는 다음 경기 에이지와 크레이지 라쿤의 경기로 돌아올게요.
Realized I didn't get you a wedding present, scared face emoji. Here is a real life Twitch subscription.
Thank you, Alpho. What a lovely wedding present. Alright, let me eat my sandwich, and then I think we've got some lowlights to watch. Alright. So this is CX Heart Chain. A team near and dear to my heart. But these are some lowlights. So let's see how well they are representing me. And see if it's a good endorsement. Alright, we're rotating. Where's our Anna going? Lost in the source. Turlins. We have beat. We have beat. Ah! Fucks. I don't know if you're still watching on YouTube chat, George, but you know when you're complaining about random bits of a map that you can't... that just block your wall rides. Alright, take the jewel. Suzu Force, flashbang. Oh. TP. Oh no! Our Anna's in so much trouble. Sleep is good. Nade is good. Give a TP! Give a TP! Take the TP! That wasn't a low light. It's a highlight, surely. This is a highlight. Outrageous play. I should note though. Do you know how how no one is actually trying to help Vienna at all. You know? Like, does our Sigma not have a cooldown or something we can use to help our Ana here? Like, there's the shield. Oh, okay, I see our shield. But then our Sig just leaves. Look at look at the HP. Look at the HP and our Sigma who leaves. Alright, 180 rock on nothing. Perfect. One shot. TP rotation. B. Where are we? It's rotations. Rotations are the biggest problem for us to work on. Alright, Kitsune rush. Immediate oh. It's just over. It's just over. Wasted. 5-man rotation. It's for rotations. Look at the 5 anti into the 5 dynamite. Suzu not quite in time. Alright, here's Pad Sander. Oh, rolled away from our team. Alright, here we go. Alright, good looking retake, right? Our Sigma Reaper Kiriko, a classic three-man group. And then we got the Sojin Lucio off angle. Alright. Just Care Blossom. Ah. They have just pushed in. Our flank's coming up though. Don't pop overclock. There we go. Alright. Wait, where are we going here? So, we're blue team. We have control of the point. We can't afford to give the flip. They're forcing the point. We are going to TP onto the high ground. We're all going to take the... The plan was to TP me the Sig onto Vienna, not the whole team. One of the problems we always had in London is when we would do some of these TPs, we had to invent a load of code words just for like who's taking the TP. Because you know how hard it is? There's just something in the human brain. Now, when the little pop-up comes up and says, press whatever your button is, F to teleport. Well, it's fun to press the... I guess at least we save the ult. What's the fight situation? Oh yeah, win this fight, win the game. We have 4 ultimates. Or, oh no, actually no. So it's actually have to win this fight or we lose. Have to win this fight or we lose the map. We have 4 ultimates. This is the same fight as the one before. We had B. We have to win this fight. None of our ults are getting used. Where on earth is our Kitsune rush? My Winston is playing the game. Wait, what? What happened? Why has that been censored? His keyboard stops working?
Oh my god.
Wait, I remember this clip. This is a classic rally. Rally bash into 8 mines.
Oh my god. I actually want to kill. I thought it would go. Why didn't I go through, man?
Why didn't I go through the mines?
Go through them.
I think he's got it. He's got barrage as well. He's got barrage.
We don't clip the Ajaxes, it happens too much. Honestly, good video. I'll drop the link in chat if anyone wants to give it a like as well. Let's boost this. Let's boost these. Honestly, but other than rotations and mechanics and ult usage, it all seems pretty tight actually. So everything important, yeah. Yeah. Are we just hiding up for the last chance qualifier? Should we get him over there? Oh, yeah, for you, Shield Me, first game, not close at all. Not close at all, really. Hoping for more of a banger from this one. Smash got you hooked up? You're going to win the Smash competition? Most of the TP clips on Midtown? Yeah, well, there was a lot of TP clips. Now you can post it, Terra.
Fix it. Fix it.
Which one is this? This is from OWCX, the other team of my namesake. Let's get some. All right, 720 is all we got. Oh, we got comms on this as well.
I can't counter punch. Do. Six. Okay.
I'm almost back.
I had to take it for the team.
Listen to the comms here.
Okay. Counter punch. Doom. 6. Okay.
Chill.
Okay.
Chill. Charging.
I had to take it for the team.
Had to take it for the team. If only there was a way that Reinhardt could do something about the bowler, other than having to take it for the team. Shame Reinhardt has no abilities that can counter bowler in any way. You still won this map? I mean, to be fair, you still have a 4-minute time bank. Whoa. Thank you, Ice. Good luck tonight, mate. Are we securing a spot of Esports World Cup today, Ice? Oh, we're getting walkouts in the meanwhile as well, so let me cover VODs. Wait, have I lost? Have I lost game sound? Am I deaf? No audio for... Yeah, no audio for me either. Wait, hold on. Let me investigate here. Because I feel like this game would be better with audio. Wait, hold on. Alright, let me show you my face for a second. Fire Yori, this is the website. Alright, let me do that. And then what am I doing? Hold on. That. Hopefully you guys can hear that now as well. And if I do that, you guys can see. Alright, are we back? Alright, let me chop the
네,
board.
오늘 준비된 두